First-time claims for unemployment benefits fell last week, dropping to their lowest level since June, down 5,000, applications falling to 232,000. Once again on Wall Street this hour, stock futures in the red ahead of this morning's opening bell. The Dow futures down 167 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil wishing, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to it.
The penultimate day of your work and or school week.
A dia-day rain.
I feel like I'm kind of hot.
You're right on there. We're just listening to a program feed, so it sounds a little different in our head as opposed to the on-air feed. Yes, so you guys are listening to us normally, but we are hearing ourselves slightly different than normal just because we're doing things to get ready for tomorrow night's football. So.
Yes. It's all in an effort to make football happen.
That's right. So happy Thursday. Hope all of you are having a great day so far. Still chances of rain today, not like yesterday.
Yeah. I think that the giant rain that we've been experiencing the last couple of days is probably going to not for a couple of days.
No, but we still got like storm change, like the 20-30% every day kind of thing.
There's certain times, and I loved the last couple of days. I mean, I absolutely love that kind of weather.
It's nice, yeah.
But there were certain moments of the day, especially yesterday, where the sun would break through for just a second, and it would instantly be so hot. Just so muggy.
Yeah.
Ugh. It was just like, you're inside of a teapot.
That's the problem with sunny parts during a rainy day is when it does come out, it feels extra muggy.
I instantly just like got covered in a thin layer of sweat.
Then you go under a tree, it's like, this don't help.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's fortunately, it's like highs in the 80, when we do all that. Today's supposed to be cool, I think, as well, too. I think we're getting low 80s today. Let me get to the weather thing and look at it. They're saying 83 for a high today with a 20% chance of rain. Our sweet spot is between noon and 3 p.m. today.
Okay.
Yeah. And cloudy this morning, gradually sunning up here by later in the day.
We're getting sun.
The sun will come out this afternoon. But
should I bet my bottom dollar on that?
That's right.
Okay.
Not your top dollar, but your bottom dollar.
That last
one. Yeah, absolutely. But happy Thursday. Hope you're having a good day. Hope it's going swell for you. We're going to replay some interviews for you today. We got a bevy of, it's a new month.
Yeah.
It's September 1. I looked over and said, man, I don't have a guest schedule today. Uh-oh. But welcome to September.
That's right. You know what? We can call today the best of August 2022.
There you go.
Just of the last couple days.
There you go. Got Labor Day weekend coming up.
Yeah.
You do anything for Labor Day?
I've got nothing planned particularly. I think I'm kid free, but I did. If the sun comes out at some point, I did promise the kids that since it's the last weekend, the pool's going to be open, I'd take them out.
Go out to the pool.
See.
Well, let's see. Your temp is going to be 88.
Yeah.
With a 20% chance of rain.
I think the 88 is going to be the sweet spot because, I mean, it's if it's 85 degrees, it's miserable to swim swim because it's nice in the water, but as soon as you get out, freezing.
Well, if it's sunny, it's better. It's not cloudy. That helps.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're looking at 87 Sunday and 87 on Labor Day. Sunny both days. So with us, and Saturdays are 20% chance of rain day. No talk of rain Sunday or Monday.
Right.
As of right now. Of course, yesterday they were saying there was. So tomorrow they may say it is again. But meteorologists, you know how they are. Meteorologists, can't make up their mind.
Yeah. But, what about you? Any big Labor Day plans?
No, just me and the wife. She's still on the mend, so we'll probably. Although we were talking, actually, I was talking yesterday. There's a couple honeydew things I'm going to work on.
Okay.
The patio is one of them. We actually got to play catch up on like doing things that we haven't really got done for the last month.
You put life on the back burner to deal with the situation at hand.
So I literally, I'm going to clean the patio. I'm going to do a couple things like that. I do plan on. I was like, let's figure out something to grill. So so we're going to grill some kind of meats.
Nice.
I'm thinking chicken. I might go chicken today.
You gonna kill it first, or
no.
slap that bad boy on?
I'm just going to run around and be like greased lightning and catch one,
like in
and just throw it on the grill.
Not Kung Fu Panda. Well,
Rocky,
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Oh,
yeah, Chris Rock. The whole movie. His whole thing is he's chasing the chicken around trying to catch it.
Yeah, well, that's Rocky.
Yeah,
the original Rocky. Mickey made him. You'll be greased lightning when you get done.
You're killing machine, Rock.
So yes, that's exactly what I'll be doing.
Nice. Well, I was assuming you just had like 2 melons you were going to cut up and serve. You say I had a couple honeydews you have to get to.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Delicious melon.
They're green ones, the good green ones, not them the cantaloupe orange ones.
Now hold on.
I don't like cantaloupe.
I like a good fresh cantaloupe. It's real hit or miss with cantaloupe.
Yeah, I prefer honeydew.
Oh, I prefer honeydew, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm not kicking a cantaloupe out of bed.
Yeah, I am. It's got a funky aftertaste and smell that
Really?
I don't like. Yeah. Well, you know me with fruit. I don't like fruit.
That's true.
So
there's certain ones I don't like. I'm not a huge fan that anytime I've had it of like papaya.
Yeah.
Weirdly, like it's just I don't know.
do you like? Is it tropical fruits? Your little.
No, I do like most tropical fruits.
But I mean, not like
tropical fruits.
I mean, not like the common tropical fruits. I'm talking like your more papaya, mango, the ones that are
I love
a little more exotic.
I love a mango.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of papaya. I love guava and kiwi. I'm hit or miss with kiwi.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind kiwi when it's in a prepared thing, but working with kiwi, no, I don't want nothing to do with it.
kiwi is just it's very tart.
Yeah.
So it's although ironically is delicious in a tart.
It's the tart and tart.
When combined with other things, cream and berries. And a delicious pie crust. I am a little boy who likes berries and cream. I'm not going to lie.
Why'd you get me at my head now? It's going to be stuck in my head the rest of the day. Berries and cream.
There's a whole generation of people like going, just like, listen to their radios and like, what are they talking about?
I know. These guys are idiots. You're true. You're right. But there is a
in here, though?
reference.
In here? Yeah. Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Legends.
What's the Clint Eastwood line from, I think it's one of the Dirty Harry movies. He goes, "You're a legend in your own mind."
That's right.
That's right.
I used to have, there was somebody that used to say, "I'm a legend in my spare time."
I like that. Or it's like, I know it all, I just can't remember it all at once.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of...
I have all the knowledge. My recall is just not that great.
Yeah, I know everything. I just can't remember it all at once.
I lack total recall.
I never did see the reboot of that.
Why would one?
I know. I heard... I mean, yeah. That was in a phase where they just were making every movie out there. And I'm like, come on. You know, please have an original thought in your head, please. Quit regurgitate movies from the 80s every time.
Yeah, it's like, that was around the same time they made Red Dawn, wasn't it?
Yeah. Probably.
They rebooted Total Recall, rebooted Red Dawn.
A few years before that, they made a Dukes of Hazzard movie, which you're like, why?
Well, okay, I'll tell you why.
And I love
Jessica
Dukes of Hazzard.
Simpson.
Yeah.
Jessica Simpson and Daisy Dukes is why.
And to be honest, I've watched the movie, I've laughed, but it don't feel right.
I mean, Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville really didn't sell me as Bo and Luke, but boy, did Jessica Simpson make an impact on my life. I don't care how dumb she was. Chicken of the whatever. Get over here.
Well, see, and Daisy's smart. Like the TV show Daisy, Catherine Bach, who played her.
And they played it up in the movie as her being way smarter than she looked too.
Yeah.
But that was clearly Jessica Simpson reading lines or learning lines because I shouldn't disparage. I'm pretty dumb myself.
Well, we're all smart in different ways.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make you feel better.
Actually, that really does.
Yeah, we're all smart in different ways. Just dumb in others.
My dumb ones just happen to be the ones that are like, practical.
Right.
It's like, I'm great with like bar trivia knowledge. I got your back on random facts.
Exactly. But yeah, you need anything constructive?
Yeah, no.
I'm out.
That ain't me.
All right, let me give you the rundown for today's show. Something constructive. We're going to replay interview we had with Jacob Roebuck earlier this week, talking, kind of previewing the updates for the Roswell Christmas Railway this winter. And then also Bricktown. You got basically through this weekend to check out Bricktown before it goes. There's another event over at the facility, so they got to close it down for a couple weeks.
Oh.
And then they'll bring it back. But if you want to check out Bricktown, which you're like, what's Bricktown? Well, listen to the interview.
Stay tuned.
Jacob will tell you about that, and we'll.
You tease.
Of course, it's been here a while. You kind of have to not, like go downtown if you didn't know, you know what I mean? So anyway, we'll talk about that. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay an interview. Larry Martin joined us last week wearing his Midday Lions hat, talking about an event they've got coming up September 17th. So we're going to play that interview for you. It's about barbecue and helping the Lions Club. So
nice.
By eating ribs and food. So, real sacrifice on your part.
It's tough. It's hard out here.
That's right. Hard being a helper. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to replay an interview we had yesterday. Kevin Maver, City Development Director, joined us. Had a great conversation just about, city stuff. Pretty quiet at their last development meeting. So we talked more about other stuff. But anyway, by the way, Kevin's going to be talking at the end of that interview about the water bill. That was yesterday. So when he started talking about tomorrow, they're going to shut off water. That's today.
Yeah.
So just a heads up in the 9 o'clock. I'll remind you in the 9 when we play that interview. But just important little piece of information there for some people.
Like how the water department came out like 2 weeks ago. They're like, "Hey, make your peace with God, people."
Well, and I get what they're saying.
Absolutely, 100%.
They've been given the grace period for like a couple of years now for COVID. And,
they are still a utility company. They have to keep their lights on.
Well, and we just can't, that water this water and trash still can't pay for itself. So
right.
It is, they gotta collect. It is what it is. But, anyway, we'll play that interview about 9:15 or so. Plus we'll have all of your features that include the news of local, national variety, your Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right, it is 7:17. Let's go ahead and get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today and comfortable daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s and a few showers or thunderstorms around the area. Might get an isolated shower overnight, our low in the mid 60s, and then sunny and upper 80s on Friday. Slight chance of a shower Saturday and then plenty of sun for Sunday and Labor Day. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 67 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 91%. Winds are calm at the moment. As I had mentioned earlier, we do have a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. They say the sweet spot today is between noon and 3 p.m. Mostly cloudy, but gradually becoming sunny this afternoon with a high of 83 and east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. No talk of rain tonight, just mostly cloudy skies with an overnight low of 60, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Friday, mostly cloudy, but gradually clearing and becoming sunny. High of 89 tomorrow with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 65 degrees and southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers for the afternoon, otherwise mostly sunny. High of 88 with northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. That 20% chance of rain continues into Saturday night, mainly before midnight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 63. For the rest of your Labor Day weekend on Sunday, sunny skies, a high of 87. Sunday night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 62. And for Labor Day on Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 87. No talk of rain until about midweek next week after that. So we'll see how that shapes up between now and then. All right, it is 7:19. We're going to take about a quick minute and a half break, and then we're going to play our interview with Jacob Roebuck talking about the Roswell Christmas Railway, also talking about Bricktown. That's coming up on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Richland Motors invites you and your family to the Richland Motors Barbecue Cook-Off and presentation of the American Patriot Award, honoring first responders on Saturday, September 10th at Richland Motors on West 2nd in Roswell. This cook-off is open to all skill levels and all mediums: wood, charcoal, pellets, wood chips, and electric. Prizes will be awarded for the best in brisket and best in ribs. Sign up now at rlchevrolet.com. Click the About Us tab and enter. Richland Motors Barbecue Cook-Off and presentation of the American Patriot Award, Saturday, September 10th at Richland Motors on West 2nd in Roswell.
Do you want to know one of my favorite things about our worship services? It's the kids making noise driving their parents crazy. I feel a little sorry for the parents trying to keep things quiet, but I love that our church is alive with young voices. These are the future of our church. I love hearing them sing the lyrics of a song that are totally different than the song that is actually being led. I love hearing the loud and clear "Amen" about 3 seconds after the prayer leader says amen. I love seeing the ball roll down to the front of the auditorium while I'm preaching. I love when one of the dads gets up to lead a part of worship and I hear their child say, "Hey, there's Dad." They get to see their dad actively engaged in leading worship. What a great example. I love hearing a child say, "I am whispering, Mom," in that really not whispering voice after their mother has shushed them 100 times. At Country Club Road, you can feel comfortable bringing your whole family to worship the Lord together. What better place for your family to be?
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
After 8 o'clock and joining us in studio this morning, Jacob Roebuck back with us. Morning, sir. How you doing today?
Good morning. I am fantastic. I'm awake. I'm here.
That's a start.
Us creative guys, we like staying up working. We start.
You're night owls.
Yeah, we start working at like 7 p.m.
Yeah, the juices flow in the evening.
And then, about 3 o'clock, we kind of fade off and then get up whenever,
Whenever you're allowed to, basically.
Yeah.
Sleep as late as you're allowed to. But yeah, I had to get up a little early this morning.
Which is all right. It's all right. It was weird. It was 8 o'clock. I was driving over here and there was traffic.
Yeah? That happens at 8 a.m.
Apparently there's an 8 a.m. rush.
Yeah.
Maybe something to do with school or something. I don't know.
Yeah, kids, they insist on going to work and school and all this stuff.
So it was great.
But when you're not hustling, bustling, living your busy lives, Jacob likes to give you things to do when you got downtime
We
going on.
sure do.
That's kind of where he likes to specialize. Obviously, probably your biggest attraction everyone knows you for is the Roswell Christmas Railway.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which we got some exciting news to talk about that as well here. But before we get into that, let's talk about your latest invention or idea to come to Roswell here.
It's interesting because Christmas Railway has birthed 2 attractions. We have Spaceport Roswell, which is the virtual reality attraction downtown, and that started as we were experimenting with VR as a exhibit there at Christmas Railway, and then it came out. Well,
it was fun. I remember that first year you started doing VR and getting the chance to see that little circle and just kind of and obviously that was early in the VR game too. So even from that little deal you did a couple years ago, it's a lot more advanced now.
Yes, it does keep moving on. Obviously the most important thing, whether it's new technology, old technology, somewhere in between, it's about telling a great story.
Sure.
So that's what
just using the technology to add to that.
Yes. Yeah. It's ultimately that's what we want to do. So I've always wanted to have model trains at Christmas Railway, and model trains are more difficult than they might appear because the trains themselves, the track gets dust on them and they don't want to go and whatever. And
they're very persnickerdy when it comes to the conditions.
Can be. Yeah. And so last, I guess it was last Christmas. We said, hey, let's try Lego trains this year because why not?
Yeah.
Let's see if Lego trains do better. And we built the Lego display. We called it Bricktown. Bank of the Southwest sponsored it. And it was awesome. Everybody loved it. We I can't remember how many Legos were in that original display, but it was about 4 foot by about 20 feet.
Okay.
So it was a pretty big display that we had out there at Christmas Railway. And then we have all these Legos, and we're like, well, what are we going to do with them? And then, of course, the obvious answer is let's add more Legos to them.
Right. Let's get more.
And so we
just
started,
basically created a Lego universe.
Yeah,
with this stuff.
we said, hey, you know what? This is a lot of fun. People really enjoyed it. And we then proceeded to work out with right there next to us at Spaceport Roswell. There's an old gas station that Maddox Hobbs had remodeled and used. He used occasionally for events there at the High Q, but not a lot. And so I said, hey, let me use that space and put this up. So we ended up building. It's Bricktown. We call it Bricktown Alien Attack because you want to have that alien.
Well, it is Roswell, New Mexico,
Roswell,
and
so
people aren't coming here for Christmas stuff in July.
No, they aren't. And so Bricktown Alien Attack, and it is we have 5 displays there that make up the exhibit.
Okay.
And it's 250,000 Legos.
Woof.
There's probably about 15,000 little lights that light it all up. And there's some interactivity to it. So it's quite a little impressive.
So who's
setup.
Is it you creating these different scenes, or is it a team of people?
It's a team. Team.
Like whose vision is it that when you because obviously you just can't have a pile of Legos and say,
well, that's what we did. No.
I mean, there's got to be some planning. And all right, we're going to make this a crash scene or whatever.
Sure.
And then you're like, all right, well, I'm going to need and I know Legos are a little bit more advanced than when I was a kid. There's more than just the 3-1, the 2-1, the 1-1. There's a lot more specific shapes and things now.
There's hundreds of thousands of parts.
Who's that creative person that puts all the things together and designs?
It's a team effort. We kind of picked what we wanted to do. Of course, the main display is Bricktown Alien Attack. And
gotcha.
So Bricktown is a city that we built. And I guess kind of for starters, you start with some of the more let's call them the stock Lego models, right?
Gotcha.
So Lego has several. They've got lots of different lines of Legos, and they definitely have a city series. If you're into Legos, they call them modular buildings.
Okay.
And so we bought every single modular building that we could find,
gotcha.
But then if you go, there's probably thousands and thousands of different people who design. They fancy themselves Lego designers, and so they design different plans that are available online.
Okay.
And then there are marketplaces online where you can, here's the plans. Just like building a house, you buy all the materials you need.
Sure.
You can go and buy all the Legos you need to build a particular design.
Gotcha.
The biggest building we have is 5 feet tall.
Wow.
And it's
taller than some people, by the way.
Yeah, it is. And it's made up of about 16,000 Legos.
Ooh.
Just that one building alone. So there's that, of course, then we had all the trains, stuff like that. Also too, we go back because Legos are collectibles and I tell you what, I didn't know this, but if you're trying to diversify your portfolio, there's a lot of people who invest in Legos, and it kind of seems a little weird, but then you think about it's not any worse than investing in Bitcoin, right?
And you think about
nothing, which is just numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
At least at the end of the day, if the value goes down, well, you at least get some Legos to play with.
Well, if someone's willing to buy something that you have, then it's got value to it, and that's at the end of the day, that's how it works. But I mean, even in the world of Lego, I mean, I know there's a show on Fox during the summers.
Oh yeah,
it's literally Lego building competitions, and it's not like children. These are adults that have been doing this for a long time. They're better parts of their lives and doing. Basically, these are folks that enjoyed Lego so much as a kid that they've taken it to the 12th level here, and now we're experiencing that where we're getting to do these things and have these things on TV, but just be able to create museums and places to go, meccas to go for people to come and see these creations. It's almost turning into its own art medium in and of itself.
Absolutely.
Is Lego.
Absolutely, and certainly there's a lot of creativity and fun involved, and it's in our sort of politicized world, it's kind of a nice thing to be able to share with people.
Absolutely,
people to be creative and get together. So we've got the Bricktown, which is huge. Now part of this, of course, is that the aliens are attacking it. So
you got to create some.
So we've got. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 8 flying saucers and probably about 50 or so little aliens that are like attacking the city. It's kind of has the Mars Attacks type feel to it.
Is it the Mars Attack Aliens? Did Lego come up with those?
Lego had an Alien series back. I think it was 2010.
Okay.
It was called Alien Attack. And so you can, if you're willing to spend enough money, you can go online and find people who are selling their old sets. And so that's what we did is we
pick them up that way.
We just went because you can't. There's no other way to get them.
Yeah.
People come in and they ask, "Can we buy one of these Alien sets?" And I'm like, "You can. If you can find one, go for it."
we had a heck of a time trying to get a hold of this one.
So yeah.
Does it get into a world where you have to customize parts and things? Does it ever get to there? Or is there pretty much apart from everything you know?
There are so many parts. I think the only thing that, as far as like people like 3D printing parts, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, like if you have to. I have a vision, but there's not really a kit for it yet.
Probably, I think the most 3D stuff that I've seen in the Lego world is done in the train world.
Okay.
It's done with, like, if there's not a shape of a train track that you want, because Lego's a fairly limited amount of train pieces. But other than that, no. There are so many, you'd be surprised.
You just don't need to.
Yeah, there are just
Are they getting into motion and stuff with Legos, too, or is it still...
So Lego has, for probably a couple decades now, they've got a line called Technic.
Okay. Yes, I've heard of that.
Yes, and so
it's like for the older kids.
They do have motors, and you can build robots. And the trains use Technic engines to move them.
I didn't know if there was some movement to some of this Lego stuff in there.
So we've done a little bit with that. Of course, we have 1,000 ideas we want to keep adding to it. So
Sure.
I need more people to come buy tickets so I can spend more money and
I would
feed
imagine
my habit.
You have the same problem that our model train guys have out at the fairgrounds, and it's like, all right, do I have enough room? And where do I want? Because they're never done in there. It looks amazing in there, but they're never ever finished. They're always adding, changing, and Bricktown's probably exactly the same. Where after a while, after this thing's been here a while, you're like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at this. We're gonna redo it this way, and or create maybe. Different themes. They're like, hey, we're going to go with this.
Yeah, so we do have. So we've got the city. We've got here's a huge pirate display. There is Apollo 11.
Oh, nice.
Where you've got the moon
very
surface.
Apropos right now with Artemis and everything else going on. Yeah.
Apollo 11. That's probably my favorite model. Where we have the Apollo rocket, which is a stock model. The rocket itself is a stock model. It's actually the tallest model Lego makes.
Nice. But it's basically a Saturn V rocket.
Saturn V rocket.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy who designed the LUT, the tower.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
And so
the actual launch pad.
And so it's kind of funny. So like I went on Etsy and bought from him. I can't remember. It was probably like $100. I bought the plans to do that, and then it was like I want to say it was 10,000 pieces. And it was brutal to build that thing. It was super complex, but it's super detailed too. It's all the little pipes running down, and then you look at a picture of it like, wow, this looks.
So
like
was this like family night? Were you and the family were just, all right, we're going to work on a building tonight, and we kind of, or was it more bigger than that?
Like family week,
family week,
month,
okay,
family year. No, I
didn't know if you had like was it like, hey, the kids, bring your friends over, let's play Lego. I mean, like it was an all hands on deck kind of thing. Or?
So the thing about when certainly my kids have helped a lot. They really enjoy building Lego, especially the sets.
Yeah.
The custom stuff is a little less, but but the thing about it is at some point, I tell my kids, it's like, you can't play with these. These aren't toys. But they kind of are toys.
They kind of are, yeah. It's like
but these are
but they're in the toy section at the store, Dad.
Yeah, that's where you got them from. So, but no, this is for Bricktown display. So.
Right. These are serious toys, kids.
But and my kids have been great. Maverick and Lewis and Penelope. They each have the boys have a Lego set, and the girl and Penelope has her Lego collection. And so sometimes I would need a piece, and I'd be like, let me go into your room. I get a piece, and you can come to the office, and I'll give you 2 pieces.
All right, you do a little bartering.
A little bartering with them. Yeah,
I'm surprised it didn't work out, like getting out of chores and things like that. It's like 2 pieces.
Yeah, no,
that'll cost you not vacuuming or not whatever.
No.
Yeah. They'll get that entrepreneurial thing and give them a couple years.
They'll get that.
Your training's going to get more expensive.
I hope they're not listening right now. You just got me into big trouble.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but their training will get more expensive just over time. But I'm also guessing too that you're probably instilling the bug. So when Grandpappy Roebuck is sitting here on the porch,
sure,
his kids and grandkids will be also into Legos and things. And, that might, that'd be pretty cool when, your kids bring their kids over and everyone's playing Lego and your kids are probably taking whatever passion you've got
to
that level.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. And then you're going to be telling them, man, if I had those parts back in 2022, I'd been so easy to build the brick town. That's kind of cool, though. I like that.
Yeah, so, but also to Matt Bromley, he's a local Lego artist who's done a lot of work with us. All my staff, have built certain things.
They
so
all
get a lot of. It takes basically, if you think about it, it takes roughly for an experienced builder using plans, not designing by themselves. It takes them. It takes about it's about 250 pieces an hour.
Okay.
So then start. I'm not going to do math for you because that's always a bad idea. But
well, that's the reason I'm in radio.
You take 250,000 Legos, and it's a lot of hours.
That is a lot of hours.
It's a lot of hours into that thing. But so I don't even want to think about it really.
But I imagine, but it can be fun at the same time.
Oh, it is.
That's the thing. It's
making movies is fun. Doing Christmas Railway, everything we do is fun. So that's nothing new for us.
Sure, but yeah, you're right. You just think it's. Well, and this is where the creative side thing is, because if you're not creative, you see basically a pile of 100,000 Lego bricks. Some people are going to be like, what a mess to clean up. Others are like, dude, I can. And that's the difference. We're creative types.
We keep them organized.
But I mean, if you just walked in a random pile of Legos
and there was 100,000, I'd turn around and walk out if they weren't organized.
The creative type's like, dude, let's see what we can make with this and start. Where the non-creative type's like, all right, I'm calling a guy to clean that.
Sure.
And that's where it's so amazing is because you get to take that vision.
The thing about Legos is that because it scratches both kinds of creativity. If you're an engineer and you're not necessarily a free thinker kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't care what color the bricks are. You're looking about structure.
You're looking at structure, or you're following the plans. You're following the instructions, and so it can be very fast. It can really scratch that part of your brain itch.
Sure.
Or if you just want to grab a random pile of Legos and just start.
Sure.
Doing.
So if you're very structured and meticulous, it scratches that itch.
I think that's the core. That's part of the core popularity of Legos.
Yeah. And
it also is the other thing too. It's that kind of thing where you get instant results, right? You start seeing it come together, and I really on some of these they have a some of these sets are pretty expensive. We've got a couple of roller coasters. We put our roller coaster together, and part of it is it's like seeing how do they come up with it. And this is like a roller coaster that the cart actually
it's moving. Yeah, the kinetic stuff's in there.
It's got kinetic stuff, and so it's like wow, it's pretty amazing. So. Yeah, you get the engineering. I think part of it's fun as well for some people, but some people just like the art and the creativity part of it.
It's kind of like that the board game Mousetrap. I loved building that thing and seeing if I could get it all the way to the end and everything else. And every once in a while, the old man would miss the bathtub or something like that. But when you nailed it, it was like, you're
dating yourself
a little bit.
Your audience probably knows about Mousetrap.
Yeah,
that was a great game.
It was. I'm surprised it's still not available in stores. Maybe like Clue and all those.
It'll come back.
Yeah, too many people lose all the parts. That's the problem. There's too many parts. But so give hours of operation and all the. But if people want to come by and start seeing Bricktown here,
Bricktown. It's again. It's in the corner of Second and Virginia.
Yeah, right downtown here.
It is open through Memorial Day. Then it's going to be closed for a week and a half.
Labor Day, you mean?
I'm sorry. Thank you. Labor Day. Yes. Yeah. Here coming up. So we'll have our last summer hurrah. It's got to be closed. we got to tear it down and put it back up again because there's an event that was scheduled in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
How much of it can you just move?
We're gonna find out. As much as possible. I mean, the models themselves, of course, move relatively.
Sure.
I would say relatively easily. So it's all the landscaping, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that you don't think about too is that building a Lego model is one thing, and I know a lot of your audience has because a lot of people do.
Sure.
Then all of a sudden, how do you bring all these different Lego models together to tell a story? I think that's the part where we really have fun and we enjoy. Our creative part is that how do we use these things to tell a story and narrative that people are excited about? The other thing people do too is that we have a scavenger hunt, and people are like find the coffee cup.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like 50 things on it, and it's amazing. People they want to check everything off that list.
Well, and to me that scratches another fun itch. It's kind of like for folks that don't know, like when you go to Disney World, and you go down, the Main Street part for folks. Go online before you ever go there and look at all the hidden gems, little hidden Easter eggs and things.
Sure,
there
exactly.
are so many of those. And this sounds like it's got that same vibe to it, where you're like, oh, go down to the alien text down by that building and look for the thing in the window or whatever it is. So to me, that's another itch that gets scratched, because I love that's half the fun when I go to Main Street. Like,
so much detail, detail.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. A lot of magic making, whether it's film or attractions or model building, it's detail. And we love, as humans, we love detail. We love those layers and layers. And
well, that's what sells us in the story. You know what I mean? Our imaginations buy the story better when it's got detail to it and gives it that three-dimensional look and feel to it.
Yeah, so it's open daily. I think the hours right now are probably 9 to 6.
Okay, through Labor Day weekend.
Through Labor Day weekend. And then the hours are probably, then they'll be closed for a couple weeks, and then we'll be back open again.
Good deal.
But come this week. I mean, it lasts for summer. Come check it out.
Yeah.
So it's about, depending on how much you like detail. So there's the big display, the Bricktown Alien Attack. There is the Pirates. There is the Apollo display. There is what I call world buildings, which is just a collection of models.
Gotcha.
Of like the Coliseum and
iconic structures, Taj Mahal, things like that.
Taj Mahal.
Yeah, okay.
Is one of them. We have the Titanic.
Oh,
which is
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's 9,000 pieces. I put that one together. And then my team put the lights on it, but it's pretty fun.
Nice.
It doesn't sink. So everybody asks me, does your Titanic sink? No, it doesn't sink. It just sits there and looks pretty.
He hasn't tested the seaworthiness of it, to be honest.
No, yeah.
You know what that makes me kind of want to give it? Remember G.I. Joe?
Oh, yeah.
The aircraft carrier.
Oh.
You know how coveted that toy was as a kid?
Yeah.
And we all had like one friend that maybe kind of had it, the rich friend that had it. But to me, like they should recreate that in Lego.
Lego.
The G.I. Joe.
I'm sure it's been done.
Aircraft carrier.
I'm sure it's been done. Yeah. Yeah, and so that, and then we have a train display.
Nice.
We have probably about 12 different Lego trains.
Nice.
On display. So it's good. We have some interactive elements right now where you push buttons and it plays sounds and music and the aliens talk and stuff like that. So it's fun like that.
Kids at heart are going to love this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And just if you're looking just to have a little fun.
Yeah, like I said, if you're going to do it fast, that's about 30 minutes. I'd say the average group takes about 45 minutes to an hour.
Good deal.
Some people, if you're really into Legos, you'll probably spend longer than that.
Sure.
So, and of course, we have a gift shop where you can buy buy Legos on the way out too.
Well, you got to get your first starter kit to get bit. If you bring say that child in for the first time, and now they're old enough to and responsible enough to have Legos. I know that those are part chewing issues there when they're at that age, but once they are, make their first.
Legos are good for you.
Yeah,
part of this balanced breakfast.
Absolutely. Well, to be honest, I think it lets you figure out more about your kid. Like, all right, is your kid trying to follow the instructions to a T? Is your kid just building whatever comes to their creative mind, whatever it is? But you I think it's almost like let's see what your child's into, and that might give you a little bit of insight there. Just see how. Don't give them any instructions. Just say, here you go, play with it, and see what they do with it.
Yeah. So lots of fun. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. Of course, another thing we got to gear up here in the Christmas time here, the Roswell Christmas Railway. Of course, some big changes, I guess you could say, this year as far as put it this way: don't go to the zoo.
Yeah, don't go to the zoo. I mean, please go to the zoo.
Go to the zoo, but if you're going there for Christmas Railway,
we won't be there.
You're going to be like, man, it's kind of sparse this year.
So this is going to be our 7th year doing Christmas Railway.
Yeah.
Man, what an honor it's been to be a part of so many traditions. About a year ago, we started looking for what I call a permanent home for Christmas Railway.
You kind of outgrew the zoo.
We have, there's a couple. The first, I want to say this: the zoo is awesome.
Yeah.
We love the zoo. The zoo staff has been fantastic over the 6 years we've been there. They've been over backwards to help us make that happen.
Yeah.
And we certainly couldn't have gotten it started without all the work that they put into.
They made it successful for you guys.
Absolutely. They were critical partners. But about maybe a year and a half ago, There are a couple issues that at the zoo that are outside of the control of the zoo staff. One is parking. Mm-hmm. If you've ever been on a busy night, and most of our nights are busy.
And they got a pretty decent-sized lot there, but the Christmas Railway puts it to the test.
We do put it to the test. And so as we've grown, people want to stay longer. And so that means the parking lot stays fuller and we don't turn over the parking spots.
These are all good problems to have,
Yeah,
by
good
the
problems,
way.
absolutely. So parking has been an issue out there. The other thing, too, that I think, that's one thing I think people will so I guess maybe to say, we're moving to the fairgrounds.
Yes, where they have plenty of space for parking and things out there. Yeah,
that's kind of where we landed, and because again, and that's the other thing too is that we had to set it up and tear it down, and because there's no storage on site, we had to move most everything off-site.
So you can keep some of this stuff on site there now. Okay.
So we've worked out a deal with the fair board to take care of storage on site and stuff like that, which helps us make the event better. So we got better parking. Obviously, from a logistical standpoint, that's better. The other thing too was that coldness. A little bit of cold is fun. A lot of cold is no fun for Christmas Railway. And
so you got a lot more indoor facilities available.
Yeah, so we'll probably be about half and half. Obviously, people like being outside at Christmas time.
Sure,
it's
part of the spirit.
But we definitely have a lot more indoor space.
When you had enough spirit of coldness, you want to get in and warm up, and now they got places to do that.
Probably about half of the stuff will be inside. A lot of the kid areas, especially, will be inside, so kids can play longer. And we're really excited about to be able to provide that because that was one of the big issues we had. Or if it happens to be, we obviously December it doesn't rain a lot or it doesn't. But there are occasionally some windstorms in December.
It does happen.
And so it provides a place for, people buy tickets in advance. They don't know what the weather's going to be like. And so, we want to be able to still provide a good experience. So
equally have a good time regardless if it's blizzard or not.
Yeah. And that's a great thing to have that indoor space for that.
Plus, I imagine it gives you guys an opportunity to maybe implement some things that probably just didn't work out at the zoo.
Absolutely.
That you're saying now that we're here, we can implement these things that we wanted to try a couple years ago, but we couldn't. So it probably gives you a little bit more free play on what.
There's more space there, certainly. Yeah. And if you think about the the zoo, John Wright's out there. He's been there for about a year now. The zoo director, he's great. He's fantastic. He's got a vision for that zoo, and they're going to eventually start squeezing the space that we were using out there.
Gotcha.
And which I'm excited about. As someone who's in the tourist industry, we need as many things.
Sure.
People
well, there's a master plan out at that zoo, and at this point, you guys are getting in the way of their master plan, and you guys were just outgrowing that facility at the end of the day. So it's still a beautiful relationship.
Yeah,
it's a great
absolutely.
thing. It's just
people to go to the zoo.
They kind of outgrew each other at that point.
And so at the fairgrounds, they have the zoo's open year round now, which is great. The fairgrounds, they have the fair during the year, and they have stuff going on there all year round. Not necessarily as big as the zoo,
right?
As big as the fair, excuse me, but they also have a lot of space out there, and that gives us the ability to do some things that are permanent. That's not going to get into their way to their day-to-day operations. So we're excited about that.
I think the only thing that kind of I would miss is the little pond out there. If you could somehow bring the zoo pond,
we could
move it to the fairground.
We'll make a better one, but no. The thing that you will miss this year is that of course there's no train.
It's true.
There's no train, and this year we're gonna be doing some version of hay rides.
Okay.
But we are working with the zoo.
Is the miniature train folks going to be hanging around during the Christmas rail? Because they're right there in the facility. I feel like that's a good little partnership.
Yeah,
there.
we might bring in a trackless train.
Okay.
Especially for the littles.
Okay. Yeah, the model, that's one of my favorite things at the fair each year. Go check it out at this year's fair, but that's kind of their home base is right there at the fairground.
Yep, so. Right in the education building. Yeah. So we'll do that for this year to have that fun ride experience. Cool. We'll have that out there. But the reality is most people come to and then we are working with the fair board to at some time in the next hopefully year, probably 2, to put in a permanent train.
Cool.
So we will get back.
So the train will be coming.
We're not changing the name. We're not changing the name from Roswell Christmas Railway. So train is coming. But
good deal.
But the reality is when people come to the Christmas Railway, they spend, the average group spends about an hour and a half to 2 hours there.
Okay.
That's only 15 minutes of that's on the train. So,
yeah, the train's usually your vessel to get in and out of the railway for most people, and that's the only time you ride it. The rest of the time you're down in the village or doing your thing.
One thing that we're working on, and none, obviously none of the stuff is official yet because it's not, but we have the option to use live animals.
Okay.
We didn't have that option at the zoo because to protect the curated group there, you can't just bring in the other animals.
Yeah, you just can't show up with a dog or something or a llama.
Yeah. So we're looking at possibly living nativity.
Okay.
We're looking at reindeer. We're looking at all kinds of fun stuff. So again, some of these things might not happen this year, but that is something
that's the vision down the road.
It opens up for that, which is great.
And I imagine too with the train part, if that's going to be a permanent structure, that'll be very useful for the fair as much as it would be for the railway.
And that
at
is,
Christmas time.
without getting into a lot of details, we're talking about doing some things, year round with the fairground. So that's
more year-round partnership.
Yeah, that's the longer vision. If you look at the fair. The fair has a mission of promoting agriculture, and promoting our Western heritage.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of their mission in a nutshell. But their economic engine, what drives them, is they're a platform for events.
Mm-hmm.
The fair is one big event,
absolutely.
But then they have different events throughout the year, and what we do is we create events and attractions.
Yeah,
and so it is a really good partnership, and we are excited. We need to get the Christmas Railway there this year, but they are definitely.
So I'm guessing
people are already buzzing about different ideas. So
I imagine, you're probably going to have projects down the road directly with the fair, where you maybe some of your Bricktown or things like this might show up at the actual fair.
Absolutely,
as a display as part of the fair each year. Maybe be an attraction to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair or whatever fair that's happened to be happening at the time.
Yeah, so we're really hoping for a good partnership. You got great leadership out at the fair. It's a good group of people there on the board. And they all want to make Roswell better, and we want to make Roswell better. And so, we are excited to hopefully, obviously Christmas Railway is a big thing that we do for families in Roswell. And we are excited to work with them to hopefully in the future, if we can get Christmas Railway there and get that working well, then have the opportunity to do more family attractions and events to really, serve the community and also serve tourists too.
Absolutely. But when you start reserving your spots for this year's Roswell Christmas Railway here in a couple months,
don't drive to the zoo.
Don't go to the zoo. Understand it's going to be out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds, which for many that's going to now there's a lot more parking out there. I mean, it accommodates the fair everywhere. There's every year they literally have hundreds of cars that are parked out there at a given time. So thousands. Yeah. So. No problem accommodating all that
fair,
stuff.
And I'm kind of grabbing numbers that I'm not necessarily sure, but a busy fair night is probably 5,000 plus.
Ooh,
that's a busy fair night.
Yeah.
When we have over 1,000 at Christmas Railway, parking's a disaster.
Right. Now it'll barely make a dent. Yeah, that's great.
Now I have plenty of capacity there, so that's great. So we're excited about it. We're thrilled with the fair. I cannot, we're a for-profit business, and I think it works for the Christmas Railway to keep it going. But certainly, I cannot mention the Christmas Railway without I did the math, or I didn't do the math. I counted them, a couple days ago.
He doesn't do math.
I don't do math. Stay away from that. And we've had 50 sponsors over the 6 years. And most of those are multi-year sponsors.
Sure.
And just the support from the community has been tremendous.
Yeah. Well, it's a great product, and people believe in it, and they want that. And it's something that I think, like you said way back years ago when you envisioned this, it's something that this community needs. We needed our own Christmas tradition, our own place where we can call Roswell, and you created that. I remember you
and a small army of.
But it was your vision, and all these people. I don't know how you got them on board, but got them on board to see your vision.
Sure.
And
I have a nice wife. She made cookies.
Yeah, she's really good at cookies. But that's what I think I love about it is it's really just a concept you guys came with, and now here we are. It is now what you envisioned it to be, a kind of staple for Christmas time.
It's tradition for so many
in
people.
Roswell. Tradition.
What an honor to be part of all those family traditions, the holidays. At Christmas time, we really take it seriously. We take our fun very seriously. But yeah, so we're excited for this year. You know, we've been working on it for at least a month already, and
so that being said, it's never too early if you're a business or organization want to get in on
we'll be talking
this year's Christmas Railway.
We'll be talking to you.
I know it's end of August here, but it's not too early to start talking about that.
Yeah, we will, and we have a group of really supportive sponsors.
Good.
So we're excited about that. Yeah, so Christmas Row this year, it's going to be great at the fairgrounds. Other new stuff coming up. We're trying to do at the Christmas this year. We're going to be doing an immersion room.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with that, but maybe the most famous one that's kind of been in the news a little bit is like there's the Van Gogh one.
Yes, the one in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
We're probably not as large as theirs, but something along those lines. So we're working on doing that to do storytelling.
It takes a while to get Van Gogh money at this point.
Yeah. And I mentioned we're trying to bring in some live animals and so that'll be exciting.
Cool.
So yeah, so a lot of fun opportunities. Working with some more some of our downtown merchants to now that we have. That's the other thing too. Now that we have indoor space, we can secure merchandise. Probably have some more shopping than we normally do, so it's gonna be great.
Well, and your business is a business that enhances the businesses around your business. You know, people come to see Bricktown.
That's amazing logic.
Yeah. But people are coming. You're the destination, and then while they're there, they're like, "Oh, let's go get something to eat right on the corner here. Or let's go shop in that store right up the street here."
You know, we survey our customers every year. You know, and for the past 4 years we've been doing it, and we're really proud. I'm proud of my team. You know, of course we do this with families. About 30% of our audience is from out of county, and maybe 10% from out of state.
Helps that lodger's tax money.
It does,
and things.
and the direct economic impact over the 4 years we've been measuring has been $1.3 million of money spent in Roswell from out of towners. During the Christmas Railway.
Nice.
People come in. We ask them, do you spend money on gas? Do you spend money on a hotel? They ask them,
Yeah.
And so.
Well, this is probably the advantage of serving on city council. Now you kind of know where to look for those tracks, and you kind of, you know what I mean? You can actually use that information to not only enhance your business, but enhance the businesses around you. And it's amazing thing.
Well, it's important. We have to work together. You know, we have to work as a community, work together.
This is how it's supposed to be.
In our downtown community, the merchants, we have got some really great merchants. Some if you haven't been downtown in a while, some new places opened up.
Absolutely.
On the north end.
Yeah.
Right on 5th Street. There in the corner, there's a new furniture store there.
Yeah.
And a paint shop, a craft paint shop. Very cool. You guys check them out if you haven't been downtown in a while. But the downtown community, especially, the merchants down there really working together. And there's some people putting some really. It's fun because you get to see you talk about the different people coming together, and there's people who are putting their heart and soul into these businesses.
Sure.
And they're really coming.
Their passions.
They come in with some really creative things, and so hopefully we continue to trend that direction. As the Christmas Railway, we certainly want to be supporting that.
Absolutely. And obviously, we'll as we get close to the event, we'll talk more and more about it here.
Sure.
But in the meantime, you got through the Labor Day weekend to check out Bricktown here, and then it's going to close up for a little bit.
It'll bump back.
But if you want to see it right now, you got through the weekend to get that done.
Go check it out. Yeah, go check it out this weekend.
Hey, come and let your inner kid
absolutely
flag fly and have some fun there.
Absolutely.
And then of course, as we get closer to Roswell Christmas Railway, we'll start getting the pertinent details and dates. But it'll be out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. It's new home, beginning here in 2022.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, thank you, sir.
All right. We didn't even talk about politics.
Yeah.
How great was that?
Well, I'm very much happy about that. I'd rather talk about fun things. So.
Absolutely.
But thank you, Jake.
Hey, good to be here, man.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For a free estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next, and we'll be back on the other side of news. Don't forget, we're going to play our interview with Larry Martin talking Midday Lions and their event coming up September 17th. That'll be our conversation next hour. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Could be a decision today on the Trump legal team's request for the appointment of a special master to review all of the materials seized by the FBI in the Mar-a-Lago raid. A court hearing on the request is on tap this afternoon. Over the weekend, a federal judge indicated she is inclined to grant the Trump request. It's a 9-week low for jobless claims as fewer Americans applied for unemployment last week.
The Labor Department says applications for jobless aid for the week ending August 27th fell by 5,000 to 232,000. The 4-week average for claims, which evens out some of the week-to-week volatility, decreased by 4,000 to 241,500. Hiring in the U.S. in 2022 has been strong, even as the country faces rising interest rates and weak economic growth.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves says work now underway to repair the city of Jackson's water treatment system.
But Linda Travis admits to being frustrated.
This has been going on for years and years.
The Jackson, Mississippi woman in her car in line again for bottled water to help get through another day without clean drinking water in the state capital city of 150,000 people. One of 2 water plants was recently knocked offline by flooding, but the aging system has suffered for decades, and now sporadic outages and frequent boil water orders when the water is back on. The state is to get $75 million to address water problems. Jackson also receiving about $31 million in EPA revolving loan funds to address its water system problems. I'm Tim McGuire.
Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of waging attacks near Europe's biggest nuclear power plant. A team of UN inspectors has arrived at the Russian-occupied plant, planning to inspect it. The Dow down 143 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon 2 factors, taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
The International Monetary Fund is making a $2.9 billion loan to Sri Lanka following the country's economic collapse.
There are a number of requirements to be fulfilled before the money is actually given, including agreements from nations like China and India that Sri Lanka owes debts to. But this announcement could be the first step towards recovery for the island nation, which is suffering from acute shortages of food, fuel, and other basic supplies. Mass protests forced President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to flee the country in July. The unrest has abated under Sri Lanka's new leadership, but could gather momentum again unless conditions improve.
The BBC's Yogita Lamaye. German airline Lufthansa canceling almost all of tomorrow's passenger and cargo flights from its 2 biggest hubs because of a planned strike by its pilots in a pay dispute. News and analysis at townhall.com. Abortion is the issue as a Virginia nurse practitioner takes CVS Health to court.
The lawsuit comes after she says she was fired for refusing to provide abortion-inducing drugs at its Minute Clinic medical facilities. Paige Casey said CVS had for years granted her a religious accommodation that allowed her to opt out of prescribing or providing abortion-inducing drugs and certain contraceptives without incident. But in a lawsuit filed Wednesday, she says the company changed its policy last year. CVS says sexual health services are an integral part of its Minute clinics and that it can't grant exemptions when they hamper a core function of the clinic. Keith Peters reporting.
California lawmakers have approved Governor Gavin Newsom's blueprint to extend the lifespan of the state's last operating nuclear power plant by up to 5 years. Currently, that plant slated to close in 2025. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 105 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday. Hope your day's going well.
Quite.
Hope it's going swimmingly.
Indeed.
Or, well, it's good.
A little bit of sunshine, a little bit of clouds. Nice temps. Can't really complain.
I see fire and I see rain. I see sunny days. And I thought would never end. But happy Thursday. Hey, don't forget, we will have high school football on the air on all of our stations tomorrow. Right here, we'll have the Coyote football game for you. They're back at the Wool Bowl.
Yes, taking on, I believe, Carlsbad? No, I don't have the schedules in front of me. I'm not sure offhand.
I think it is Carlsbad.
Might be Carlsbad?
I think it is. I don't remember. Sorry. And then, of course, Goddard travels to Deming tomorrow. Yes. We'll have that game for you on 106.1 FM Firo. Should have live streaming video at ksvptv.com for both of those games as well. And
the Herculean efforts of our video department.
Yeah.
So we will have video coverage of that game.
Yeah, our guys can't go to Deming because they got to work.
Right.
And so we're going to bring Deming to them, allegedly.
But yeah, the way they have it set up, it's really cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna try that out, and then of course Bulldogs will be on 990 AM and the FM translator in Artesia 93.7, and of course live streaming video ksvptv.com.
Yes.
So we will have all the games for you tomorrow night, right here. And
I believe it's Belen, Artesian Belen.
Oh, is it? They're playing
so.
Belen? I don't know. I don't have the schedule in front of me.
I don't.
I to be honest, I'll get into all that today. That's when I usually get into that.
This is when crunch time starts.
Yeah. So, but happy Thursday. Hope it's a good one. Hope you're having a good day. So I'm caught up on. I like to watch Hard Knocks. That's one of my more favorite programs, and I don't even care what team it is. I like watching inside baseball on football.
All right. I like seeing how the sausage gets made with your chicken.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I just like seeing behind the scenes.
Yeah,
on everything.
I'm like that too. I like the behind the scenes stuff.
So I'm watching, but they keep teasing at the end of each episode that they've now started a mid-season Hard Knocks.
Oh,
And Amazon Prime, I think, started this originally. Prime was doing their kind of version of Hard Knocks too. And then they did a mid-season one with a couple teams. I don't remember off the top of my head which ones they did, but I guess I don't know if HBO just locked all that down or what. I don't know, but they're apparently going to do beginning like November 9th in-season Hard Knocks with the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
This year they're following the Detroit Lions in the preseason. And it's kind of entertaining because I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and it's like a who's who of 1990s football players in the NFL or coaching staff of the
This season
Detroit Lions.
is last season's.
No, it's going on right now.
Oh, so this is like they're running episodes concurrently. Almost.
Yeah, so it's like a little delay. Like they got one more episode, and it'll be all the cutting and stuff that's going on this week. So they played the final preseason game this over the weekend, and so the Hard Knocks took us right up to that last preseason game.
Right.
And now that this week they've been cutting players, and they'll air all that next Tuesday in the final one. So depending how close you follow the Detroit Lions, you're going to know who's cut, not cut.
That's a real now that kind of adds an element to it. I didn't know it was from this season. That steps things up a notch.
It literally days ago is when these things happen.
Because you're seeing things almost in real time as they happen. So you're kind of getting that inside
which
scoop.
I kind of dig. So you already know who gets cut if you want to look it up and all that, or you're just a Detroit Lions fan. But that final episode, which is one of my favorites, when you actually they show the guys getting cut, like getting walked into the coach's office and getting walked in, and we're going to release you today and all that stuff, and find out we're going to try to get you on the practice squad, or good luck to you. Some team's going to pick you up, or maybe you should sell shoes. Whatever it is that they tell them, you catch it.
Have you ever considered lacrosse?
Yeah. So that episode's Tuesday, and so I thought it was this one, but I guess they do one more. So I'll get caught up on that. Another thing I saw just a few minutes ago that might interest some folks: the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center. They're starting a new activity for folks.
Okay.
Beginning September 17th, they're going to be offering indoor broom hockey.
Really?
Pretty cool, right?
Okay.
Yeah. It is indoor broom hockey. Join us for an afternoon of fun for the whole family, September 17th from 3 to 6 p.m. Cost is $5 plus tax. And it's for ages 5 and up, and it's happening at the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center. Brooms will be provided. You don't need to bring your own broom.
Nice.
They got a broom. So you want to...
You just show up, you're like, I got my own professional.
That's right. Up there with the Nimbus 3000 or whatever it is from Harry Potter.
Right. Which... I'm amazed that never got pulled from the shelves. The toy version of the Nimbus 3000 they put out for like the toy version. It's a broom, which already evokes certain things, and its power was it vibrated.
Oh.
I mean, you're supposed to sit on the broom and ride. And
why none of the kids buying it's all the...
Yeah. How come the median age of folks buying the Nimbus 3000 is 35? Yeah. Single housewife or single moms, it looks like.
But yeah, they're going to be doing broom hockey September 17th from 3 to 6 p.m. So sign up at the Roswell Recreation Aquatic Center if you're interested, for kids 5 and up.
That'd be really cool.
I'm assuming it's just for kids. Like there's not like an adult.
Some guy shows up, I'm ready.
What's this 5 and up? I'm in up, right? I'm plus 5 plus.
They didn't
I'm
say
the plus.
They never gave me a line.
So I'm just saying, maybe some adults can go whack the broom ball around. And I'm wondering, and I don't know. I've never played technically broom hockey. I don't know if the rules are the same as hockey. I got to imagine
it's
similar,
it's a little
different.
That your broom is your hockey stick.
I imagine it's not as physical.
But you can't carry a broom the same way you'd carry a hockky stick.
No, well, yes and no.
And you're also playing with a ball, which has different physics than a puck.
Yeah, but they play street hockey and roller hockey, and anytime it's not on ice, they usually play with a ball.
Right.
Only time they use a puck. I mean, they have a street hockey puck, but it stinks and no one really uses it because unless you're playing on like a no wax floor or something, it's not really.
Yeah, there's no motion. Because friction's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. So you use a ball. Right. They have street hockey balls. So this is a tennis ball. So I don't know if that's the official broom hockey ball is a tennis ball or what.
I'd imagine they're probably going to split people up into like age groups, so like the kids will play.
And I wonder if broom ball has more rules like field hockey as opposed to ice hockey.
Probably It varies, I'm sure.
Because the stick is way different in field hockey. It's probably closer to a broom. It's shorter.
They probably have shorter periods too.
Yes,
I would think.
And it's not as physical. I mean, it's physical. Like field hockey, they whack each other, but it's not. They don't check like they do in ice hockey. So
funny, 38-year-old me just rolling up and just like hip checking a 7-year-old.
Do you see what you get when you mess with the warrior?
It's my blue line.
All right, Timmy, it's time for some stick time.
That's right. We're playing the trap D.
Sticks, gloves, shirt.
Don't let them in the box. Keep all the shots from the circle out the hash and let them inside and give them the business.
Some kids on the sidelines like, you play for the logo on your sweater, on the front of your sweater, not for the name on the back.
But
we go out there, we're teams. We're a team of men. We made it happen today.
Next thing you know, your kids are going to come back and just putting like Y on every word and just,
yeah.
Hey, we hit a broomy with the.
What up, Momsy?
Hey, can we get some sticks after the game?
Who gets the game-winning stick?
Oh man, some people will get that joke.
Yeah.
Most 99.9% won't get that joke.
2 people in Roswell that would get that joke. And I think maybe one of them is listening.
Yeah, maybe. So, but yeah,
the other 2 are in this room.
So, well, we enjoyed it.
That's right.
But we're gonna play our interview we had with Larry Martin with wearing his Midday Lions hat, talking about give us an update what's going on with the Midday Lions, but also talking about did my thing go away, or did I never set it up? Oh man, what an idiot I am. But yeah, he's talking about the event they got September 17th over at Backdraft Barbecue there, and come eat barbecue and celebrate and help raise money for the Lions Club here. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a gander at your weather. A little less rain chance today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today and comfortable daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s and a few showers or thunderstorms around the area. Might get an isolated shower overnight, our low in the mid 60s, and then sunny and upper 80s on Friday. Slight chance of a shower Saturday and then plenty of sun for Sunday and Labor Day. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 84%. Winds calm at the moment. We are looking at a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms today. Sweet spot is, they're saying 1 to 4 p.m. It was noon to 3. Now pushed back 1 to 4. I guess it's sleeping in. Mostly cloudy otherwise, but gradually getting sunny later in the day. High of 83 with east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, increasing clouds, but no talk of rain, and an overnight low of 60 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, mostly cloudy. Again, not really talking much of rain, but gradually clearing with a high of 89 tomorrow and south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 65 degrees, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sounds like a good night to get out and watch some football. Saturday, for the first of your Labor Day weekend, we're looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, otherwise mostly sunny. High of 88 expected with northwest winds looking at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain for Saturday night as well. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 63. And then for the rest of your Labor Day weekend on Sunday, sunny skies, high of 87. Clear Sunday night with an overnight low of 62. And for Labor Day Monday, mostly sunny, high of 87. No talk of rain after the Saturday till about midweek next week. So we'll see. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. And then on the other side of the break, we're going to play our interview with Larry Martin from Midday Lions. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Hero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
Do you want to know one of my favorite things about our worship services? It's the kids making noise driving their parents crazy. I feel a little sorry for the parents trying to keep things quiet, but I love that our church is alive with young voices. These are the future of our church. I love hearing them sing the lyrics of a song that are totally different than the song that is actually being led. I love hearing the loud and clear "Amen" about 3 seconds after the prayer leader says amen. I love seeing the ball roll down to the front of the auditorium while I'm preaching. I love when one of the dads gets up to lead a part of worship and I hear their child say, "Hey, there's Dad." They get to see their dad actively engaged in leading worship. What a great example. I love hearing a child say, "I am whispering, Mom," in that really not whispering voice after their mother has shushed them 100 times. At Country Club Road, you can feel comfortable bringing your whole family to worship the Lord together. What better place for your family to be?
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, normally he's wearing his Literacy Council hat, which he'll put on Monday for us. But today, we have Larry Martin joining us wearing his Midday Lions cap this morning. Good morning, Larry. How you doing today?
Good, great.
Good morning. How's life at your household this morning? Everything going well?
So far, yeah. I put the dog out before she did anything, so, that's critical.
No accidents when you come back?
No.
Very good. Well, for folks that aren't familiar, kind of give just a little bit of background on the Midday Lions here and talk about some of your passion projects and what you guys are all about.
Well, the Midday Lions is one of 2 Lions clubs in town.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a third years ago, but I'm not sure about that.
Well, they probably ebb and flow on people's, some people retire and some people move, some slow down.
Back in the 70s and 80s, we had 50 members. I mean, it was a big club.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And we sold a lot of brooms around town, but then Walmart and the Chinese got in on us, and we couldn't afford to do it.
They could sell brooms a lot cheaper than you guys could.
We lost our market. So.
But if you remember when they do stuff like this, that money's going to help other people. The other brooms are helping the people that sell them. So it's just a thought to pay a little bit more for stuff.
Right. That's the market in the country. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's the way it works. So you got to live with it.
Sure.
Lions Club's been around for years. We're the largest international club. Period.
Have you ever met Lions Club members from Europe or something?
No, I haven't. I've only been here about 10 years.
Okay.
My dad was in it like 30 years. And
okay, so it's a family thing for you guys.
Yeah, he went to Hong Kong and international conventions.
Nice.
So I got a whole wall at home of plaques that he got over there.
Nice, that he'd earned.
Yeah, he worked hard at it. I don't work that hard at it, frankly.
Well, you've got your finger in a lot of pies.
Yeah, we're doing it. And our main thing is to raise money to provide glasses for kids in school who are too poor.
Yeah.
And we give them an exam, and we have arrangements with a couple of eye doctors and glass companies.
Nice.
We can get them for a reasonable price. So if
they help with the exams and all that.
Yeah, if you know some young fella or lady who needs glasses and has a hard time in school, then you need to get hold of us or your school nurse, and she can get hold of us.
Good deal. So, and then to work through you guys to get that exam and ultimately fitted for new pair of glasses.
Right.
It's a good deal.
And so our club is relatively small now, and we're looking for members. So Representing RSVP also, if you're our volunteer out there and you're finding what the heck to do with your life, and you're kind of bored, volunteer for something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of organizations that can use help.
This is something I've said a long time on this show. It's like, find your passion, whatever it is, whether it's literacy, whether it's pets, whether it's education, whether it's youth sports, whatever that passion is, find it and support it. And becoming a part of the Lions here, or even with the RSVP, those are kind of good catch-all areas. Like the Lions, they specialize in children with glasses and things, but they do fundraising and things and awareness for a lot of things here in Roswell, like that too. And RSVP is the same kind of way of getting information and getting people connected to resources. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Well, all these organizations like I'm sure Kiwanis and Sertoma and Rotary. I was talking to a lady from Rotary yesterday, and they're all low on membership because COVID sort of zapped us all.
Sure.
And everyone stayed home and didn't volunteer and didn't get out in the masses. And
some people, were scared to be out in public, and there's a lot of that stuff. But now's the time to kind of come back out and start getting back interested in organization. And if you haven't before and you're wanting to like I said, here's one here for you. Here, come visit the Noon Lions Club here. When do you guys meet?
We meet on Monday afternoons. Monday lunch, really, 12:30.
Okay. Do y'all meet at a restaurant, or do you meet at an office there? Or?
Yeah,
or
we meet
vary?
at the Stellar Cafe in the back.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And people walk through on our meetings, but we don't mind. What? We have a small table, and we're a small group.
Well,
but come by and check us out.
Yeah, have a cup of coffee and sit down and learn about it and hear. And then, of course, if you need the services, if you have children that are in need of glasses, or you're maybe on the other side, want to maybe help make that happen for others, please reach out and
absolutely
and do that. Now, I imagine because of medical science and things, you're now seeing younger and younger children in need of glasses. Obviously when we were kids, they didn't even look at glasses till a kid entered school age, and that's when but now, thanks to science and everything, they're telling infants at 6 months and earlier when there's an eye development issue here, we can correct it now with glasses and stuff. So now you're seeing like 1-year-old children with new glasses and things like that. So I imagine even your students, the ones that are in need, they're not all second graders anymore. Now they're like 1-year-olds and
in the past, the student would get to school and then she couldn't read, and the teacher would notice, and then the flag would go out and we'd get her some glasses.
Yeah.
And
now they can detect that stuff earlier, so by the time they get to school, they hopefully have it nipped in the bud, so to speak.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But if not, then it doesn't matter what time it is. If the children need glasses, then the children need glasses. So please reach out and help, or especially as prescriptions change. I imagine, we as adults, our glasses get thicker. Depending on what some of these kids, maybe they get thinner for a little bit and then they outgrow some stuff. Or, like I said, it gets worse and they have to make it a stronger prescription.
Yeah, that's interesting because we have a glass collection for used glasses at most of the optometrists in like Walmart.
Sure. They can kind of recycle and repurpose.
They can give them back to us or give them to us, and we take them to an outfit in Texas that distributes them somewhere. I have no idea. I think that most of them are overseas because there's a rule against redistributing used glasses in the States.
Well, I'm wondering, so you can accept donations of glasses you no longer are using as well, too.
Yes. And if
does it matter if they're children or adult sizes?
No, we collect all kind of glasses. In fact, my car's half full of glasses now because we haven't taken them over. We take them over to Midland.
Okay. And, so bring them to maybe one of the next meetings if you have one, or if reach out to me, I can definitely hold them for you and get them to Larry here. That's no problem.
Well, we have boxes in all the optometrist places.
So you can drop them off there, too.
Them off there. When you're getting your new glasses, you drop your little old ones off.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Well, and if you want to go, I can, every 2 years I get a new pair. I'm eligible to, that kind of thing. So that's generally what it is. And as I get older, my glasses change now. Now it's like I have astigmatism and I'm nearsighted, which
that doesn't change, but the degree of my nearsightedness does change as you get older. And so, like the glasses I got now, I've been wearing these are new, but this style with the bifocal I've been wearing about 8-10 years now. So I switched over to bifocal then. That's officially when you know it's time you're getting old, when you go to the bifocal. At least for reading.
Yeah, we won't discuss old here.
You feel it a little bit anyway. Yeah. But yeah, please reach out, and if your family needs this, or you know some children that can use, because I imagine you get teachers that recommend.
Each church
counselors.
Each school has a nurse, and they will generally
kind of recommend somebody.
Yeah. So,
but if you the parent notice some of this stuff and reach out to Lions and see if they can help get the ball rolling, the process going, especially like say you take your child over to Los Pasitos, the early and that's where they do a lot of the diagnosing of these kind of things at that young age when they're a year old and stuff. And once you find out through there, they can help their services. That's all free of charge. But if you do need glasses and things afterwards, then you can talk to the Lions and they can help out. Where Los Pasitos is doing the determination of the need of glasses, then the Lions can come in and help make sure those get procured for you.
Yeah, so. we don't examine anybody.
Yeah, they let the experts do
right.
that. Larry doesn't walk in and be like, "Yeah, you look like you see fine to me." He does. How many fingers am I holding up? You're good. He doesn't do that.
No. We're not into that. No.
Very good. Talk about like as far as do you have certain events or things that you guys are kind of partner with? Or
well, yes, we have two major events. We have one major event at Christmas called Carriage Ride.
Okay.
We run up and down two streets that have very nice homes and a lot of lights.
Okay, so nice little Christmas stroll in the carriage.
And we used to have horses, but the horses died.
Ah.
So now we're down to using a tractor, which is not quite as.
Well, maybe there's someone out there listening that maybe can donate the use of some horses during that time.
Well, that would be nice, but horses to pull a wagon have to be trained and they have to be coordinated.
Okay.
Used to each other.
So if there's
it's really a major event.
So if you have some horse pulling trailer or trailer pulling horses, maybe that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we could use them.
Carriage pulling horses.
Right,
those are the kind that you need, not just your garden variety horses. Someone horses that are experienced and know how to do these things.
Well, we used to have kids who get off the carriage, run up, "Can I go see the horse?" You betcha. And the horse would sit there and, yeah, okay, kid.
Unless you find
what that horse was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, the kids loved it. Now that you run up there to see a tractor, it's not the same.
Tractors are pretty cool too. If you get a classic one or something that turns a head or two, but it's a little louder than the horse.
Well,
of course, you have less surprises of things coming out from the tractor too. There is a good and bad.
Well, I don't get too crude, but for years I was the poop collector.
Oh, you were the guy with the shovel behind it.
Yeah, the residents didn't want it on their streets.
I can imagine that would be
sure
something.
Clean. That's not a big problem. I think there's one in the parade too. When there's a lot of horses in the parade, and as I remember, there was a pooper scooper coming down.
Yeah, you got to have one. Yeah. They put them in outfit and go with the big shovel and going behind, and because big horses make big poops, and you don't want them leaving around. So
it's fact of life. Horses are going to do it whether you like it or not.
Exactly. You can't get that's Mother Nature. But so that's one. So look for that coming up around Christmas time.
Yeah, Christmas we do it for 2 weeks.
But if someone's listening and they're thinking, man, I could help them out with that horse stuff, please reach out to Larry and stuff, and let's we got a few months here of time to coordinate and put together. Let's see if we can bring back the horse pulling and all that fun stuff. That would be because it's to me that feels like part of the tradition. If you take that away, it's some of the tradition's gone. And
we have a lot of people come.
Good.
So it's kind of a good event.
And by the way, if families are listening and they're always looking for like that thing to do together on one of those Christmas evenings there around the Christmas time, well, obviously we'll have Larry on and back to make sure people are fully aware of when and where and who, what sits for all of that. But definitely reach out and get involved here to maybe help volunteer and be a part of it. I'm sure it's an all hands on deck night when you guys are doing those kind of things. So.
Well, yeah, and we've come up with a new one this year. We're going to have a barbecue and dance, and the barbecue is done by the Third Street 3rd Street
Station. Yeah, the Backdraft Barbecue guys over there.
Excellent
Yeah,
barbecue.
they have great barbecue.
We rented their pavilion, which is this monster open air pavilion, I guess. That's what you'd call it.
Yeah, because you can open it up or close it up, and at some point I think they're going to have music and all kinds of stuff going on.
We're going to have a dance on the 17th of September.
Nice.
And we're trying to promote it as the first of many. And there's really not a whole lot of activities going on in Roswell. You know, there's a lot of small things. But we'd like to get a big event out of this.
Yeah.
Get the city to support it. You can put about 300 people in this pavilion. So,
and then you come and dance the night away and eat some delicious barbecue and help support the Lions here in town and support these families and support these kids. That's kind of, and all you're doing is, you know, eating a bunch of delicious brisket ribs and then, you know, doing a little boot scooting on the, you know, maybe, I don't know if before or after is the right move, depending on how much food you eat, but you might be a little slowed down after the meal to boots, or you need it to burn off some of that barbecue.
I've never noticed too many dancers slow down by eating. So.
They haven't seen me eat. It's a job. I'm jobbing when I'm eating. But,
in any case, the music's going to be provided by J.D. and Susan, which I've never heard, but I understand they played at Boot Scooters, which always had a good band.
So if you love the music there, they're going to keep that going for you.
It's good music.
Good.
And, no alcohol. Then we're going to have several raffles. We've got several things from different companies, businesses around town.
Okay.
That we can raffle off. That if you think you like it, you know, we're trying to
silent auction items.
And all the money's going to the Lions Club.
Okay.
Directly to the glasses. We don't have.
This money's all earmarked for glasses.
Yeah, we don't have any expense. We don't hire anybody.
Gotcha.
So
it's all volunteers
and all the cash goes to a good purpose. So.
Just like you said, you don't have a facility or nothing. You all meet at Stellar Coffee, so there's no really bills to pay. It's just some volunteers meet together at a coffee house, and then we have these events, and the money raised goes directly, every dime of it goes back to paying for glasses and helping these kids in the community.
Yeah.
So it's 100% in money. So every rib you eat, every dance you make, every dollar you donate, all of it goes back to the kids in our community.
Well, I don't know about ribs because the station is separate from us, but they're right there.
Gotcha.
Providing the food.
Yeah, but I mean, you're buying food and donating and all that.
Yeah,
you know, portions that goes into
he's
that.
helping us. Paul's helping us quite a bit to run this thing.
I actually watched. You ever heard of a show called Man vs. Food?
No.
Well, about a year ago, they were in Roswell, and basically the premise of the show is this man that he goes to these. He spotlights 3 different restaurants in town and talks about some of their fare, and then he does an eating challenge at the end. And he was at Backdraft Barbecue there on 3rd Street for the challenge, and he basically had to eat like everything they have. It was this big cookie sheet with brisket, ribs, pulled pork, all the meats, plus like their mac and cheese, their potato, all their sides, everything. It was all right there, and he had to eat it all in 30 minutes. He did not finish it. It has not been done yet, but it's really good food. But yeah, so I watched it, and it's pretty neat because they actually smoke the meat across the street. They got the giant dual-end smoker over there, and so they literally have a shopping cart when they cook all those meats overnight and everything, and then load that shopping cart and bring it across to the restaurant and get it ready for service that day. All smoked right across the street over there. So it's pretty cool and I learned all that from the TV show watching it. So they got really good food and everything there. So you're going to have a good time. And just seeing that little challenge was kind of, if you've never been there, you can kind of gives you an idea what Backdraft's all about. So it's a really good place.
Yeah, it's a good. I've eaten there too, so it's good food.
Yeah, they got tasty food. Yeah. So what's if anybody has any questions about anything we're talking about here? Is there a phone number they can call or a website or Facebook page?
We have a website. It's Roswell Midday Lions.
Okay.
.org.
Gotcha. Roswell Middaylions.org. Good deal. You could probably Google that too, Midday Lions Roswell, and it should pop right up. Yeah.
There's a Roswell, Georgia, so you have to be careful.
Yeah, put the NM in maybe.
Yeah, there's
that
the
might
Lions. We tried to get the Lions, Roswell Lions, but they'd already got it. So.
Yeah, the Georgia Lions.
Name,
gotcha. So now we got the Midday Lions.
Yeah, Midday.
Roswell, NM. But yeah, that way you can, if you have questions or support, if you want to, thinking, hey, I got a bunch of glasses, where's a good place to drop them off? But really, probably the quick answer there is your local optometrist. Drop them off there, and
that's easy.
And the Lions have a collecting post at just about every optometrist in town here.
Yeah.
So even so if you're at Walmart or something, you can swing on by and drop it off there on your way to shopping or something like that. If that's convenient for you. So, what else do we want to mention?
I'm also with the Literacy Council. I cover that Monday, but I was out tutoring some guys out at Youth Challenge, which is one of our projects, and I tutor in math.
Okay.
And had 3 guys, and none of them could do their multiplication tables.
Okay. So you were helping through navigate through that.
That's the stage. We could use more volunteer tutors. For the literacy.
And that's just it. You're teaching, and we'll talk more about this Monday. But yeah, if they're always looking for volunteers to come and serve as teachers, instructors. For now, here's the thing: you do not have to be a professor at a college or a teacher or anything to do this. If you are proficient in math or literacy, reading, writing, the basics of English here, that's what you need. They'll teach you how to teach. They'll give you the work pamphlets and all the instructional materials to help you teach. So you're not flying blind, but you don't necessarily have to have a teaching degree to do it. If you just have a desire and want to work with people and don't mind help tutoring, it's kind of like helping your kids with your homework.
Right.
That same comparison, something like that.
And the youths out there, I was talking with them this week. I think they have 67 or so this year. They usually have about 100.
Okay.
So they're down a little, but that's COVID.
Yeah.
And,
they're kind of getting back to full speed like everybody else is. Yeah,
and just like them, we're down on tutors because of COVID.
But they're going to be picking back up, which means you guys need to pick back up.
That's right.
So if you're interested in volunteering, whether it's a night a week or a couple nights a week or a couple hours a week or whatever it is you're available, we'd love to have you to come and do that.
Right now, for this time around, it's 1 hour a day from 2 to 3. Basically.
Okay. That's pretty reasonable for
4. I think it's 4 days a week.
Okay,
maybe 5.
But you'll not only work with kids from Youth Challenge and things like that, but you also get folks that want to get English as a second language, or if people need help getting their GED, you help people with all that. Even citizenship as well too. Yeah, you help folks with all that. So if you like helping people in those areas, then please, we'd love to have you at the Literacy Council as a volunteer, and let's combine forces here and let's utilize the resources and find out ways to help more people. So that's what's all about.
Roswell has a lot of I won't say elderly, but semi-retired or retired here.
Sure.
It's a nice town to
We
retire
are still a
in.
retirement community.
You
I know
bet.
we're a lot younger than we were 20, 30 years ago, but we still have the retirement community mentality a little bit. Yeah. So, some people with some free time that would like to donate an hour or 2 a week to help out with some of this stuff, be great. And by the way, it's probably going to be feeding your own soul too, because I'm sure you have your days where you're just ready to pull your hair out and stuff, and then you have a light bulb moment with one of these students, and it all kind of comes into place. You're like, all right, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because life can be frustrating sometimes, and things don't happen the way you want to, and but these kind of things sometimes, and you have those moments, and you're like, okay, now I know why I'm doing it. Now it makes sense again, and you get refocused, and helping people kind of help you do that sometimes. So.
Well, volunteering is not so tough if the organization you're going to helps you out, and all of your service clubs helps you out. Obviously, you go in there with a bunch of guys, girls, ladies that are well equipped at helping.
Sure.
And the people are generally nice. I mean, there might be a jerk somewhere in there, but
one in every bunch.
yeah. But everyone in the Lions Club gets along, and everyone, and I assume, in the other clubs get along.
Yeah.
Else. If you don't like it, you leave. So it's sort of a filter.
Find a new place. Yeah. But the Midday Lions are looking for some new volunteers, new people to come be a part of it. Come and enjoy your coffee at the meetings on Mondays, and of course, because more people, more hands make less work. So the more people that are volunteering, the less people have to go and collect glasses and pull off the events and things and do all the stuff and make sure events like what's coming up here in September pull off without a hitch. So.
You know, we started doing this dance because there are not a lot of dances in town.
Mm-hmm.
And Presbyterian or Westminster Presbyterian has a dance.
Yeah, they do the dances
this Saturday.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's a rain out. They had they got rained out last week. So if you were going last Saturday, the make good is tomorrow night out at Westminster Presbyterian Church. They're going to have, I think is it Dwayne and Jill back perform? I can't remember, but I don't have the paper in front of me. But yeah, they're back. Yeah. They're back in action tomorrow night. So if you got rained out last week, game on this Saturday night out at the Adult Center there. Yeah. So yeah.
Anyway,
or Westminster Presbyterian.
We came up with this dance because we realized that, there's not a lot of dances in town, and we keep running into mature couples, shall we say, 50 and up, who wanted a place to dance.
They want a date night.
There weren't any place.
Yeah.
So we're non-alcoholic. We're trying to make it just a family operation here, where you can come out even with few kids. We don't promote it, but it's okay.
Let the kids come and dance a step or two and learn some of what the parents are into. That's a good thing. So, but yeah, it's alcohol free, just family friendly, fun evening of dancing and food and silent auction and supporting the Lions Midday Lions Club.
Our charge is $10 a person, which is reasonable.
Okay.
15 for a couple. So
nice.
You can't afford that. I mean, that's less than 2 movie tickets. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So. And then have a nice dinner there at Backdraft. Order whatever your favorites are. Try something new, and then get your dance on, and then obviously bid on the silent auction. I imagine you could probably use some more silent if people would like to donate items for that silent auction.
Going around town.
So if anybody's listening that'd like to help out the Midday Lions and you'd like to donate either something from your business, a gift card, or maybe a piece of something, your product or whatever, or if you offer a service and want to offer a getaway or a free lawn care deal or whatever, all of it's great stuff that people love to bid on and people love to support with, or maybe you got a gift basket of some kind you want to put together and donate. That'd be great. All of that is good stuff for the silent auction.
We were trying to get a Mercedes to auction off, but I guess we didn't quite make that.
Oh, well, everybody's got a Mercedes they want to donate to the cause. That's a good tax write-off.
Yeah.
Save that tax write-off.
I'm sure we sell a lot of tickets.
But if folks want to help out and donate, and again, all that money goes to the Midday Lions, which goes to getting glasses for children in our community. That's their passion project they love to do. So good deal. Did we get everything, or is there something we missed?
Oh, I think so. Other than had some comment, we needed new tutors. We covered that. But.
Yeah, and we'll hit more tomorrow. Or Monday.
Monday,
when because Larry's actually going to put his Literacy Council hat on for his normal scheduled time, and then we'll talk Literacy Council. But if tune in Monday, but over the weekend, percolate, think about it, and say, hey, you know what? I think I could donate a couple hours a week to go and spend time helping people learn to read and be literate. That would be a great thing, or math, or like you said, but getting everything to get that person to be at the educational level they want to be. That's what the Literacy Council is. And please understand, and we'll talk more about this, for folks that need help, there's no embarrassment. I know sometimes you've coped, especially if you're an adult, like 30s, 40s, you've probably found ways to navigate life without those literacy skills. And my point is, you don't have to make life that complicated. Just, for whatever reason, you didn't finish school, for whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's never too late to get to that point where you're able to understand documents and, just basic things like understanding what's in your food you're about to put in your belly. Is it, do I know what these ingredients are? Stuff like that. It's going to make your life so much better. So please reach out, or maybe you're wanting to pursue that GED finally. You're saying, you know what, I've been trying to get a job, I've been trying to work, and it's kind of hard without a GED. I need to make that happen. Reach out. That's what they do, is they help. And by the way, it's all free of charge to people that, they're not asking, for you to pay anything. If you want to be educated, you want to get to a place where you can better educate yourself, whether it's just learning to read or to get a college degree at some point, the Literacy Council can help you make that path a little easier for you. That's what they do. So reach out. Good deal. Well, I will have a good weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Okay, I'll be here.
And then again, remind everybody the date for the September date for
September 17th.
And that's going to be at
6 to 10.
And that'll be at Backdraft Barbecue on 3rd Street there.
Big pavilion goes up about 5 or 6 floors.
It says 3rd Street
anyway.
Station right there on the front of it. That's
it's
the
on
Backdraft
the east
Barbecue.
side of the tracks on 3rd Street, right
Yeah,
there.
you can't miss it.
The train goes by, you have to plug your ears. I guarantee you. I was there
just be
this
careful.
week just to check it out, and the train went by, and it was an ear blaster.
Well, just be careful if you're eating ribs and you do that because you might get sauce in your ears. Just be careful.
That's a deadly disease.
It is. It's not as bad as your eye. I've done that, and that's not good. Well, thank you, Larry. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you on Monday.
Okay.
All right. It is 9:49. Let's pause. It is 9:49. Let's pause for news.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. U.S. Bureau of Reclamation funds will be distributed to 6 areas in the western part of the U.S. Roswell, New Mexico was selected to be one of the communities receiving money. According to a release from the city of Roswell, funding through a federal grant is going towards developing drought contingency plans. The project was created to help Roswell prepare for drought by protecting water resources. If you're looking for something fun to do this Labor Day, you can check out a music festival and car show that's supporting a good cause. The first annual Music Fest for NM Fire Relief is taking place September 5th, Labor Day, from 2 to 7 at New Mexico Veterans Memorial Park. The festival will feature food trucks, a car show, and performances, including Jerry Dean. The cost is a $20 cash donation. Now you're up to date. I'm Karen Johnson.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today and comfortable daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s and a few showers or thunderstorms around the area. Might get an isolated shower overnight, our low in the mid 60s, and then sunny and upper 80s on Friday. Slight chance of a shower Saturday and then plenty of sun for Sunday and Labor Day. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Ford says 277,000 pickup trucks and cars in the United States are being recalled because the rear-view camera lens can get cloudy and reduce visibility for the driver. The recall covers certain F-250, 350, and 450 trucks, as well as the Lincoln Continental, all from the 2017 through 2020 model years. General Motors said Wednesday that a new electric vehicle battery plant built in Ohio has started producing cells, which could help customers get federal tax credits. The joint venture plant near Warren, Ohio, is focused on training as it prepares to ramp up manufacturing. A spokeswoman for the venture said it is producing cells, but they are not yet being shipped. The parent company of social media platform Snapchat said Wednesday that it is cutting 20% of its staff as it reorganizes and tries to reduce costs in the face of declining ad sales. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Richland Motors invites you and your family to the Richland Motors Barbecue Cook-Off and presentation of the American Patriot Award, honoring first responders on Saturday, September 10th at Richland Motors on West 2nd in Roswell. This cook-off is open to all skill levels and all mediums: wood, charcoal, pellets, wood chips, and electric. Prizes will be awarded for the best in brisket and best in ribs. Sign up now at rlchevrolet.com. Click the About Us tab and enter. Richland Motors Barbecue Cook-Off and presentation of the American Patriot Award. Saturday, September 10th at Richland Motors on West 2nd in Roswell.
At Big O Tires, we know you work hard, so we're working hard to bring you the best prices at our Labor Day sale. From August 22nd through September 18th, save up to $140 with mail-in rebate when you buy 4 select in-stock sets of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires with paid installation. Or save up to $80 when you shop Uniroyal tires. Plus, we'll also give you a free conventional oil change this week only. You can always trust us to provide you with quality service and excellent prices on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. Hurry into your local store and save up to $140 when you buy select tires from the best brands. Plus, a free oil change this week only. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Most vehicles free conventional oil change valid through September 5th, 22. Non-transferable, non-refundable. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price. Not to exceed $35 where permitted. Void where prohibited. Retailer offer is independent from the manufacturer's
Another
offer.
week of football action sees your Goddard Rockets taking flight once again. And this Friday night, your Rockets soar to Deming to take on the Wildcats. Fiera 106.1 FM and KSBPTV.com have you covered with every second of the game. Join Chris Deck and Chris Roybal for the pregame show beginning at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Rockets versus the Wildcats of Deming High. Friday night beginning at 6:45 on Fiera 106.1 FM and online at KSBPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:55. Stay tuned next hour. We'll have about 9:15 or so. We're going to replay our interview with Kevin Mavers, City Development Director. He joined us yesterday. Give us an update what happened at the last meeting and just talking about some stuff around the city development-wise here. So we'll play that conversation for you here next hour. If you missed the information we were talking about with Larry about the Lions event, it's their barbecue and dance happening September 17th from 6 to 10 p.m. It's going to be at the 3rd Street Station Pavilion there, Backdraft Barbecue, 301 Railroad Avenue. They're here downtown. They're going to have music provided by JD and Susan, and it's a fundraising event for the Midday Lions Club. They'll have a raffle with donations from local merchants as well as part of it. So come out, enjoy some food. The cost is $10 per person, $15 per couple, or $25 per family. You can purchase your tickets right now at RoswellMiddayLions.org. Again, that's RoswellMiddayLions.org. Tickets for the only for the dance. Then you buy your food there. So come out and dance, enjoy some music, and then enjoy some delicious backdraft barbecue, which you buy. But and all of it is a fundraising event for the Lions Club here. Also coming up here, actually a week before next. We're about a week away. Next weekend is the 2022 Dragonfly Festival. The main event, the main day of fun is going to be happening September 10th. That's Saturday. But Friday night, they'll kick things off with, they've got a presentation and event at, I believe it's 6 or 6:30 out there on Friday night. Again, free of charge. And then the Stargazers will take over after that and check out the stars Friday evening. And then Saturday morning, all the tours and everything get underway. The early bird tour will start at 6:30 a.m. Dragonfly tours, first one out is at 8 a.m. on Saturday. The first wildlife tour also out at 8 a.m. on Saturday. If you can't sign up for any of the tours Saturday, they're also offering 3 different Dragonfly tours on Sunday, September 11th as well, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and noon. The tours to sign up are completely free, but you do need to reserve a spot to get on the tours. They fill up fast. They're filling up quick. If you want to guarantee you get one, call and reserve it. Doesn't cost you anything, but you do have to call them and reserve it. Of course, in between the tours and stuff, they're going to have all kinds of stuff going on out there, including a live butterfly release event. They're going to be releasing with some of the kids, and you can call them and ask about having your child be a part of the Monarch Butterfly release. They're going to have the kids' fishing pool out there. So you can teach the kids some fishing, have some fun fishing. Arts and crafts, they're going to have a children's scavenger hunt, live bird and bat programs at 11 a.m. and at 2 p.m. and all of that and more is part of this year's Dragonfly Festival. It's full blown. Not they've been kind of taking a little hiatus with COVID, but it's back full blown this year. To get a tour time, again, Saturday for Dragonflies, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, and 2. The Wildlife Tours, 8, 10, 12, 45, and 3. The 6:30 Early Bird Tour on Saturday, and then 9, 10, and noon Dragonfly Tours on Sunday. Call Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge at 575-625-4011. Again, that's 575-625-4011 or 575-244-6256. Again, 575-244-6256 to reserve your spot on one of these tours. And yeah, come out and have some fun. And if you've never been out to Bitter Lake, make Dragonfly Festival your first time out there. It's literally an oasis in the desert right here in our backyard. So come check out the beautiful wildlife and the conservation efforts and everything going on out there. It's pretty cool. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Just how out of control is the southern border? Well, a new report concludes that roughly the equivalent of the entire population of Ireland has illegally entered the U.S. in the 18 months since President Biden took office. That's according to an analysis by the Federation for American Immigration Reform. Democrats insist they're optimistic they can unseat Florida conservative Republican Senator Marco Rubio in the midterms.
Democrats are putting renewed focus on Rubio's seat in Florida after rising Democrat star Val Demings outraised the Republican and then used the money to buy TV ads bashing Rubio's stance on abortion and his Senate attendance record. Rubio is pushing back, casting Demings as a rubber stamp for Joe Biden and the Democrats. In a statement, his campaign says voters will go to the ballot box in November and hold Demings and the Democrats, quote, accountable for driving skyrocketing inflation, out-of-control crime, and a crisis at the border. Bob Agnew, Capitol Hill.
Jackson, Mississippi's drinking water crisis continues, although Governor Tate Reeves says repairs to the city's flood-damaged water treatment system are underway.
We've installed a new rental pump, contracted with outside operators to do critical maintenance, and started other emergency repairs.
Jackson residents being urged not to drink the water. California Governor Newsom says the state's power grid being stretched to the limit by a heat wave. He's declared a state of emergency. People urged to conserve electricity. 22-year-old Indiana man facing murder and other charges in the fatal shooting of a Dutch soldier, the wounding of 2 others in downtown Indianapolis last weekend. The soldiers training at a military camp were on a night off when police say they got into a dispute with the suspect and his friends. UN inspection team has arrived at a Russian-occupied nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Fighting has been raging around that plant. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver? Listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
The UN accuses China of serious human rights violations in Xinjiang province. The UN issuing a long-awaited report following an investigation
which sought to determine the truth of alarming reports of human rights abuses against Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities. It upholds a litany of allegations made against China as it attempted to combat what it saw as terrorism and extremism in Xinjiang. Beijing, which fought tooth and nail to suppress the report, has called it a farce, cooked up by Western powers. But the UN largely came to its conclusions from material supplied by China. The findings will increase pressure on Beijing to change its policies in Xinjiang.
That's a BBC's Michael Bristow. The Kremlin says Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the weekend funeral of former Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev, has already paid tribute to him. News and analysis at townhall.com. Retailer Bed Bath & Beyond closing 150 stores while cutting its workforce 20%.
The company estimates the cuts will save $250 million in its current fiscal year. In addition, Bed Bath & Beyond says it has lined up more than $500 million in new financing. As of May, the home goods retailer operated a total of 955 stores, including 769 Bed Bath & Beyond stores, 135 Bye Bye Baby stores, and 51 stores under the names Harmon Face Values, or Face Values. It had roughly 32,000 employees as of February. I'm Mike Gracia.
The FDA authorizing its first update to COVID-19 vaccines, booster doses that target today's most common Omicron strain. Stocks are lower on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow down 245 points, the NASDAQ off 250 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Buenos Thursday, everybody.
See.
Hope you're having a delightful day so far.
Grooves in the heart. Grooves in the heart.
Whatever those guys are now.
Yeah, right. Whatever happened to D-Light?
Yes. D-Light. I think they started a
they're
yogurt
probably studio
company.
musicians. No, but you know what I found out recently?
Huh.
Do you know the Funky Bunch still tours?
Really?
Yes. It's just two of the members of said Funky Bunch, but yeah, they still do like
enough to qualify as a bunch.
Yeah. It's a small bunch. But yeah, the Funky Bunch live on. I was listening to a show and they were breaking down
Do you think Marky Mark still
just
reaches
shows
out
up,
to the Funky Bunch every
hey
once
guys,
in a while?
you mind if I join in? Can I get up there with you?
Yeah.
But I just found that kind of interesting because I was listening to a show and they were doing like a dissertation of the genius that is the debut album for Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. And yeah, just like I didn't know this. Did you know that the song "Feel the Vibration" that he put out was an anti-drug anthem?
I didn't know that.
I mean, if you go back and look at the lyrics, it's obvious. But he was talking about how he's got all his, feeling the effect, and he's not on any kind of stimulants. Crack is whack and all this. And
good.
I had no idea.
I didn't either.
So they started calling him Narky Mark, which I thought was great.
He was a good kid even back then. Even though he's wild. And
hey, I don't know if you guys know this, but I think I smelled some marijuana smoke back there.
I love how you did the accent. Back there.
Back there.
Is it mad that I go right to Ted every time you do that?
Dude, one of the channels I've been following on TikTok, it's their whole thing is they just randomly post clips from Ted too.
Yeah.
And it's like I've seen them 1,000 times, but every time they get me was the improv scene where they're just sitting in the crowd. 9/11. Robin Williams on 9/11. It's like, come on, we're giving you the tools.
Yeah.
All right, I heard Starbucks. No, you didn't. All right, so who's inside the Starbucks? Bill Cosby.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's a good movie.
There's a lot of good bits in that movie.
There really are.
But yeah, so the Funky Bunches, I didn't even know they were like a legit band. I just thought there's a couple guys with turntables, and
I think the others in the group have moved on since.
Yeah.
But yeah, the two initial Funky Bunchers.
like, still. Did they just do background music?
I'm guessing they do. I'm guessing they do Feel the Vibration and
but who sings it?
Two other songs. They do. From what I've gathered, they're the ones who are rapping now.
That's the only song
over probably a backing track.
Anybody could remotely name from the Funky Bunch.
They had one more, but I can't remember what it was. I had no
was it with
idea.
Marky Mark?
It was. Yeah, it was like
because I couldn't tell you another. Marky
I didn't
Mark
know
song.
this until I heard this whole little breakdown. They did 2 albums.
Wow.
They put out a whole nother album.
Wow.
The Funky Bunch said, "You know what? We had so much success with the first album. Let's do one more go around."
To me, that's like Skid Row. Because Skid Row had 18 Life in that album, and everybody, and then they have another one called Slave to the Grind that nobody knows about, except for like
They know Slave to the Grind.
Sort of.
Unless you're slave to the grind.
that was sort of a hit.
That was like the one off the album. But when you put all your bangers on one album, I mean, you know.
Or I'll even say Alice in Chains with that 3 Dog album, the 3-Legged Dog album. It's a really good album, but no one knows it because not one song on there I think was a hit. It was all, you know. By that time, everyone's like, play wood, play rooster. So, but at least they had those. Like Marky Mark, all right, what's next? Good Vibrations. What's next? Better Vibrations.
Early
what are
on,
we gonna do next?
Early on in my DJ career, because the song Wood has a question mark at the end, and thusly would end in an upward inflection, I've always read it like Dave Coulier's puppet from Full House. So I always say, here's Alice in Chains and Word.
Because anytime you get a Dave Coulier reference,
you know, you got to grasp it every chance you get. Not very often a good Dave Coulier reference comes up. It's like that, and then like an Alanis Morissette song. That's pretty much all they got.
Yeah, well, and let's face it, like Dave Coulier is not even famous for Full House anymore. Like it's gone beyond to like. You hear all these stories about Dave Coulier, and like, I can't believe that's Dave Coulier did that. You know, and it's, you mean the guy from that show with the kids?
Uncle Joey?
Yeah.
What?
The guy that did Popeye impressions? And then you hear all these stories about him. Like he's some kind of, party animal.
He was a bit of a lush.
Yeah.
Well, it just came out recently that he checked himself into rehab like 3 months ago.
Probably a good idea from the stories I hear.
Yeah. It's time to relinquish your partying ways.
All right.
He said, you know what? I've had enough. I think it's finally time that I cut it out. Still got it.
Hit him with the Stamos. Wow. Yeah. Well, maybe it's because we lost one of the Full House members. Maybe that's why Coulier's going down.
He's Coulier down?
I'm thinking Coulier down.
I'm surprised we haven't lost one or both of the Olsons at this point, though. I mean,
they've kind of dropped off radar, haven't they?
Well, yeah.
They haven't done much.
One married
like in the 90s there.
One married like a 50-year-old, I think.
Okay.
And like another one is like a fashion tycoon or what.
So they're not really in the industry
anymore. They have more
anymore.
money than God. They could just disappear for the rest of eternity. And
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. Because in the 90s there were, you know, and I don't know if it was just Hollywood turning them into that, but they kind of made it like they were a little angsty and but it could have been just Hollywood chewing them up.
I've watched a lot. This is the life I live.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of the deep dive into kind of the Olsen twins and like the breakdown and what happened to them over the years. And
okay, I didn't know there was one, but go ahead.
It's YouTube. There's something for everything. But yeah, there's a lot of they were thrust into the spotlight. They didn't ever choose to be actors. Their parents chose it for them.
Well, they were babies.
Yeah.
When they started.
The whole mindset was that in the 90s in Hollywood, twins were guaranteed work because of child labor laws. They could only work for like 4 hours.
You get 2 babies that are identical, now you get double the time. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, because they played for younger folks on Full House. They played one person. They played the youngest daughter
Michelle.
on the show. Yeah, and I think later stuff didn't they bring them both on? Like later in Full House.
They did a thing like later in like the last season where she gets like a head injury and she meets herself, and that was like when the one time they had. She falls off a horse. I can't believe I remember this in such vivid detail. She falls off of a horse and she bumps her head, and then that dream sequence she meets herself.
I'm starting to wonder how many posters you have of these people on
Dude,
your
that's
walls.
the thing. I shouldn't know. This is why I don't know math. I shouldn't know whole episode synopses from Full House, a show I literally haven't seen in a decade or more.
And pull back the curtain. We didn't prep talk about this.
At
We
all.
just happened.
And
he's just pulling out information about Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen in specific episodes of Full House.
Don't even get me started on Dual Star.
I'm just like, how many posters do you have of these people on your walls?
Never read any posters. I don't watch regular series. I get on YouTube and I do deep dives about stuff like the whole Nickelodeon. What, Andrea?
Let's see.
Uh-huh.
They have Fashion Line, where they're uber rich. One of them is married to the French president's
That's what it is.
brother.
Yep.
They have since gotten a divorce.
Oh, okay. So
And they hate Hollywood.
Yeah, they're not fans. They refuse to come back for the reboot. They don't want anything to do with it. Their company still isn't, I think, functions, but they have nothing to do with it. They get residuals off it.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, but they have enough money, so they're fine.
Good for them. Yeah. Who's laughing now?
Not to mention French alimony.
And here's Couillet in rehab.
For those who aren't familiar with French alimony, that's alimony.
It's got anything to do with frogs. It is 9:14. Let's go ahead and get you up to date with weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today and comfortable daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s and a few showers or thunderstorms around the area. Might get an isolated shower overnight, our low in the mid 60s, and then sunny and upper 80s on Friday. Slight chance of a shower Saturday and then plenty of sun for Sunday and Labor Day. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Did I refresh my weather? I don't think I did. Let me see. Nope, let me refresh it even fresher. There it is. Currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 74%. Winds are calm at the moment. They're saying 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms today. The sweet spot for storms is between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. this afternoon. Mostly cloudy. Although the sun is already, it said gradually becoming sunny today, and I think it's gradually becoming sunnier earlier than they predict, but there it is. Winds out of the south today, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, no talk of rain, just increasing clouds with an overnight low of 60. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy Friday and gradually clearing, and then a high of 89 tomorrow, so warming up a little bit. And then winds out of the south, 5 to 10. Tomorrow night for football, partly cloudy, looking at an overnight low of 65 with winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your Labor Day weekend on Saturday, there's a 20% chance of afternoon showers, mainly after 1 p.m., mostly sunny, high of 88 with northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy, overnight low of 63. For your Sunday, sunny skies, highs around 87. Sunday night, clear skies, overnight low of 62. And for Labor Day Monday, mostly sunny and a high of 87. All right, it is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a quick 2-minute break here. And then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with Kevin Mavers, City Development Director. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The numbers don't lie. Crime is up in southeastern New Mexico. In 2021, Roswell had almost 40 crimes per 1,000, including larceny, assault battery, burglary, motor vehicle theft, robbery, and homicide. These days, the best defense you can get is having a locally owned company install the best security system available. That's Xena Security Services. They offer real security solutions for your home and business. When it comes to your safety, you need a locally owned, locally minded security company at your defense. Call Xena Security Services today, 575-626-3521, 575-626-3521.
I have a snake for your drain. You might want to step back.
Oh no, baby.
All AC units moke a little. Is normal.
Oh no, baby.
Haha, now your sprinkler system's strong like bull.
Come on now. Don't let any fool work on your plumbing and air conditioning.
Fergalicious.
From clogged drains to sprinkler systems, Fergie's Plumbing and Heating is on the job. And who you gonna call for air filters and spring servicing on your AC unit?
Fergalicious.
Call Fergie's today, 622-2660. Nothing but love.
Fergalicious.
The season roars on for your Roswell Coyotes, and coming up this Friday night, your Coyotes are back home at the Wool Bowl, taking on the Eagles of Hobbs High. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com will have top-to-bottom coverage of the game. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for coverage beginning with the pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Coyotes versus the Eagles of Hobbs High, Friday night beginning at 6:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and online at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 7:24. And joining us in studio this morning, Roswell City Development Director Kevin Mavers back with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. Can we go back to talking about MC Hammer?
We can.
Because there really wasn't a whole lot going on at last night's meeting. So,
well, sometimes no news is good news in the city, in any government world, to be honest here. So.
Well, I think right now these days, truly most of the news is good news. We have a couple of issues we're working through, but last night's meeting was a typical late summer back to school kind of meeting. And you can pretty much tell what time of year you're in every year when you look at the post summer lull.
Yeah.
Everybody's thinking about going back to school, or they're thinking about the last minute vacation. And we only had 2 items on the agenda last night. Both of them relatively small.
Housekeeping type stuff.
Almost housekeeping type stuff. A little bitty, actually, if you think about it, and I characterized it correctly. Yeah, they truly were housekeeping items. We had a small little parcel in downtown where we had 2 existing homes on it that were built. They wanted to subdivide that lot into 2 so they'd have 2 legal parcels.
Gotcha.
And that one, the way it was explained by the applicant, older gentleman who actually is taking care of his personal affairs, let's just say right now. And
gotcha.
One of the things, he wanting to prevent any arguments amongst the heirs, he said, you know what, then we'll go ahead and subdivide this right now.
He's nipping an argument in the bud before it can happen.
Take care of the argument. And then the second one, similar situation, though, the heirs of a house down in the south end of town, the house was actually sitting on property that was zoned commercial, but they were having trouble selling it. And the reason they were having trouble selling it was because they couldn't get a bank to loan against it because it was zoned for commercial, but it's a single-family residential home. So they wanted to go ahead and went through the zone change process,
Gotcha.
rezoned for residential so that they could get a loan so that they could sell the home and move on with their lives.
Okay.
So, yeah, just truly 2 housekeeping items last night. And we then we spent probably...
Quick question
Sure.
on the first one, when they split a parcel of land like that, that in essence, what happens afterwards is it gets 2 addresses, right?
Well, it already has 2 addresses.
Oh, it already,
yeah,
because I was like, how does that work out, like for the numbering system and everything? Because in theory, everything's numbered. Does it now turn into a 1A, 1B scenario?
Yeah.
Or
in this particular case, around since the city does handle all the addressing and things we have, I guess, for years and years. These 2 homes, and then they're fully complete 2 single-family homes.
Okay.
They just happen to be built on a single lot in downtown. And there was a lot of that going on. In fact, if you look at our development code, the zoning code, you'll see there's provisions for that in our R1 zone in older areas.
Gotcha. Okay.
But so it was just a matter. Truly, it was a very simple little process. They came in. They had their subdivision map already in place for the 2 lots. It's called a summary plat. Okay. That gets processed just by staff. In fact, what they had to come before the planning commission for was a variance for setbacks because they didn't quite meet the current setback requirements. It wasn't that there wasn't enough room to get around the houses or park off the street and everything else. There is. It's just the setbacks that we have in that part of town are pretty large in some cases, so it didn't quite meet it. So variance was granted for the setbacks.
Okay.
And at the end of the night, everybody was happy. And
I was just curious, since the houses were already there, they probably were getting mail and all that stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was just kind of gee whiz curious. I'm like, when they split a property, like, how do they? Because certainly they're not going to readdress everybody's house or number on that street, and like they just make it a 1A, 1B kind of thing.
There's some cities that will do that. In our particular case, our real estate division handles all the addressing, and typically addresses will be done before when somebody comes in with a new subdivision.
Gotcha.
We handle the addressing. We go ahead and decide what
the master plan or whatever.
We'll put it all together. We'll put all that addressing in. That information then all goes to the county, and I assume they continue to move it on to the post office and of course everything gets updated, including the emergency services. So if there's ever an emergency, they know where to find these houses. But it all begins with the city. So any decision to readdress would go through my office. So.
Gotcha. I figured it's your ballpark there. I was just kind of curious. I was like, how does that? I've never thought about it because I've never experienced it, but I'm sure that happens all the time. You know,
it does. Well, it's you just mentioned something. You assumed it was somewhere in my ballpark.
Yeah.
I've actually been asked to speak to Main Street Roswell on September 9th. Not Main Street Roswell. We need to talk about Main Street Roswell, but Leadership Roswell.
Yeah.
Leadership Roswell. They'll be kicking off, I believe it's September 9th.
Yeah, they have it's an amazing class. I'm a graduate of it myself.
I'm a graduate myself.
Awesome.
They've asked me back though this year on City Day, I guess the
yeah,
first
that's
Thursday.
usually their first full session, their full day, which is usually that beginning of September time frame. And it's all city stuff usually. Yeah.
Well, they've of course I think the city has 4 people representing the city there.
Okay.
Of course, Mayor Jennings will be there. He'll kick it off. And then I believe Councilman Perry.
You usually have a city councilor,
and then Councilman Perry,
and some of the people that make the city go, like yourself.
Yeah, and then Joe Nebb, the city manager, and then myself. I figure they're giving each of us 20 minutes. I figure by the time the mayor and the councilman get done, Joe and I will have about 5 minutes apiece,
right.
Maybe.
That's a pretty fair assessment.
But I figure we divide it up based on that hierarchy.
Well, anytime you let the politicians go first, that's going to eat up a lot more time.
Yeah, I do have to admit our mayor does have much better stories to tell than I do.
Well, that's part. You got to be a good talker to be a politician. If you're not going to be very far as a politician.
But yeah, I guess maybe it's an opportunity since I'm here just to remind everyone of what my office does, the Community Development Department.
Sure.
All right. We handle planning and zoning, which is why I'm at the Planning and Zoning Commission meetings all the time. So any planning and zoning issues come through our office. Any building inspection or permitting also goes through my office. Our building department is headed by a gentleman named Miller Butts. Miller is a certified building official. He's a great guy. Definitely knows his stuff when it comes to residential and commercial construction and development. But they report to me. Code enforcement. Nobody really wants to see code enforcement coming, but we have a great team. Toby Franco is my code enforcement supervisor. He does a phenomenal job, and so. When you fill out those fix-it forms that are on the website, if you're having a problem in your neighborhood, either with weeds or cars that aren't parked the way they're supposed to be parked, or anything that's non-criminal associated,
more falls into health and safety than criminal, like refrigerators sitting out on people's front yards and things like that.
Anyway, so those all come through our office, our code enforcement division, and then we have the business license division as well that reports to me, and our real estate division. So I've got 5 different divisions in my department.
Gotcha.
So
that's a lot of people that come in angry sometimes, I'm guessing, just because, where they're trying to get a permit, and sometimes those processes can take a little time if you didn't do all your paperwork right and things. And then obviously anytime code enforcement gets involved, there's somebody angry about something.
I do have to admit, yes, in a lot of cases there are people that get angry, but code enforcement doesn't just arbitrarily go out and look for things.
Sure.
There's got to be a pretty significant, pretty serious
Absolutely.
issue. I mean, we only have the whole code enforcement department is only 5 people.
And for that one person that's mad that code enforcement is calling them out on something, there's usually 7 people around them that are very happy that it's being done.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Yeah, one of the things that we do every month is we put out a status report, kind of like the police department does. We got called out on this many calls. The number I always look at is how many were resolved. How many of those issues were resolved without having to take a step further other than just that initial contact?
Trim weeds or clean up the pile, whatever it is.
There's a lot of people that just because, things have always been the way they've done, you start tightening down a little bit on some of the rules because somebody complains and they don't even know they're in violation.
Right. It's just how they do it, and then they realize that's not the right way to do it.
That's not the way it's supposed to be done, and that's where we're running into a few little problems here and there, and that's the downside of development as well, is when you see things start to happen and you start putting into place all of the rules that people are supposed to live by, and you get new projects coming in that are supposed to have certain setbacks and certain amount of landscaping and a certain amount of parking and all the other things, and then you look just up the street and it ain't that way. Yeah, and we have to start figuring out, okay, at what point in the process do we start moving people towards being a little more up to date with their compliance.
So sometimes sometimes it's better to be the gradual change and kind of others that are more resistant. Then you're like, all right, then we got to be a little more hard-handed with it.
And that's where I learned that probably the first month I was here. That
was that lesson learned.
Sudden change is probably not a good thing at all the time. But it was our food truck folks.
Gotcha.
I had walked into a situation where we didn't have a mechanism for licensing the food trucks, for permitting the food trucks, for doing any of this. It was a very simple but incomplete process we had. And when I went back and started looking at all the things they should have been doing, of course, it involved a review by the fire department and a review by the health department and a lot of these other things before we ever were supposed to give it. What we found was, unfortunately, we had a lot of trucks out there that maybe their hood systems weren't working properly, or their fire suppression systems weren't operating properly. And we had to give them some time. It was, okay, look, this needs to be done. So we sent everybody through the process. This needs to be done. This needs to be corrected. This needs to be fixed. But the larger discussion was, okay, well, by when?
Yeah, right.
By when?
Sure.
And it was, I was coming into the summer season, and we were talking about First Fridays and expanding the food trucks to being on Main Street. And it finally was decided, okay, this is only May now. Let's go ahead, and you guys can we get everything in place by the weekend after Labor Day.
Gotcha.
So by the middle of
the
September.
summer to get it done, basically.
Get it done. Not only that, it's the summer's your big earning season for most food trucks.
Exactly.
And so I wanted to give everybody that opportunity.
Chance to earn the money to make the changes, repairs, additions they needed to do to get that done.
So we have another situation, and strangely enough, no, not strangely enough.
Real quick before we go on to that, which, by the way, this is all for the people, because at the end of the day, they want to make sure that the food trucks are just like your brick and mortar restaurants and everything else. They're applying to health standards, health codes, and doing all the, because they're no different than a brick and mortar restaurant, except for there's tires underneath. Yeah. They're still doing the same thing. So they got to be held to the same standards.
They have to be held to the same standards. Yeah. They should be held to the same standards. The big difference these days, of course, is in the reporting of violations. Okay. Everybody that's got a cell phone now believes they're a food critic.
Sure.
And
Yelp has turned everybody into...
And not just that, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Yeah. And a lot of food trucks they have their own accounts, they have their own pages. And so if somebody gets bad service, bad food, or heaven forbid, gets sick or just sees a filthy truck, the world knows about it long before the health department ever gets involved.
And bad news always spreads faster than good news.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, that's just the rule of life.
I mean, we don't have a Jack in the Box restaurant here in town.
Right.
Okay, but a few years ago, they had a problem with some of their meat, and it was one of their main suppliers, like nationwide. And by the time they got that thing fixed, there was so much bad news out there, bad press. And that's
happened a couple times at Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Over the years, I remember seeing, like, when I was a teenager, they had same kind of issues.
Yeah, but it was I remember the last time it happened, they came real doggone close to just shutting down nationwide, completely going out of business. The news was so bad, and I'm not sure they've ever really recovered fully from it.
I remember back when I was like 20, and back east there was a grocery store chain called Food Lion that had and I think like Dateline or one of those, it did one of those investigative things about meats and all that, and found some of the practices they were doing with older meats and things, and it went national. And for a while, Food Lion I mean, Food Line's back and strong on the East Coast. I think they come out Texas and all that too. But there was a while there for a couple of years where, people weren't going there. They kind of like Chipotle when they had to deal with their same scenario.
I was going to bring that
a
up.
half dozen years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. They've had 2 or 3 incidences. And what we're finding if you follow the news and you get the health department reports like I get, it's a bigger problem in organizations and companies that are organic or locally grown or any of these things that are because
where the management and the food supply is a little different from store to store.
It is slightly different from store to store, but in addition to that, because the whole idea of growing organic is to limit the amount of pesticides, limit the amount of things that go on it, you have to make sure that food is washed thoroughly and completely, and you've got to double check it and inspect it before it's served, and occasionally things slip through. So you're going to find that that is the downside of the natural food and farm to table movement, is that the quality is going to vary from store to store and place to place.
Well, and it's kind of, you want to get in the debate of food and all that. Obviously, I think a lot of us know that our food, especially our fruits and vegetables and stuff, they've changed so much. Like if say our people from the Civil War era went to eat a tomato versus eating a tomato today, it's not the same tomato because of just science and things like that. Probably more flavorful back in the Civil War, but you probably look at it and it looks like something you don't want to touch because it's not big, fat, juicy looking like it. But that's all science that's doing that stuff. So when you go back to organic, you're almost going back to more of the methods that older generations were raising these crops and things, which put out a tastier product and a more or less
attractive.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't look or feel like the beautiful, juicy things that commercial companies have been sciencing up for years and years and years. So that's kind of one of those differences with organic and true organic and what you just buy at the store.
And we've seen the growth over years and years of the massive corporate farming organizations. But what's driving it is their ability to produce that photogenic type of product over and over and over again. And so they have their own varietals, they have their own types of things, and they do it very scientifically, whether you like that or not. The truth is, though, that's how we feed the world.
Yes, exactly.
That is, you cannot, I was reading an article and written by somebody that was very much on the front end of the organic health food movement. And then there was a counterpoint article by somebody in I guess what we'll call nowadays the traditional farming movement. And he was saying that it would take, if you really want to talk about sprawl, we would need 10 times as much farmland.
Oh yeah,
to produce the amount of food that's produced on right now in our farms that are involved in major production.
Oh yeah.
So it's there are upsides and there are downsides.
Absolutely. And this is like when we have the FFA kids and all that, and we say things like the agricultural industry is where there's less people going into it, but their demand is getting greater and supply is not. And we're going to be in trouble if we don't figure out ways to keep doing this kind of stuff. And so the science is going to keep, who knows where it takes us in LA? Are we going to have like parking garages going 10 miles up that are farm, agricultural garages? Who knows what the future takes us, but we're going to have to figure out ways to do this stuff to keep up with supply and demand here.
Right. That is, it's interesting you mentioned that this concept of vertical farming, indoor grows. That is one of the benefits that the cannabis industry has provided to the traditional agriculture industry. In many parts of the United States, especially in the desert Southwest, you can't grow a consistent, high-quality cannabis product. So because of the cost involved and everything else, they went to indoor grows on a lot of these
things.
Where
they control the
variables. They control the light, they control the water, they control everything. And it just makes for a much better, much more consistent product. And once it's done indoors, now you're producing 12 months out of the year.
Sure.
There is no cycles like we're going through right now.
Agricultural's turning into like modern day barbecuing. And what I mean by that is, your traditional methods of barbecuing with wood and, fire direct. Yeah, it may have a better taste, but guess what? It's harder to keep the heat consistent and getting a perfect, even taste every time. But you got your electric smoker where the heat's consistent and everything else. The variables are much more controlled, that you can get a much more exact product out of there. And they're figuring out farming's the same way. It sounds like it's like, hey, if we can control the amount of water it gets, the amount of sun it gets, the amount of nutrients it gets, we can make it grow exactly the same every time.
Every single time.
And that's what they're doing.
And that will theoretically correct a lot of the supply chain problems where food is concerned and everything else, because you will have this consistent product coming out 12 months out of the year.
Because we all know green chili, and you always hear like around this time, it's like, the green chili crop's not going to be good this year. But it's because of those variables: too much rain, not enough rain; too much sun, not enough sun. Now with this indoor, in theory, if you can get enough acreages of these things going. Green chili season's going to be green chili season. It's going to be the same, or whatever it needs to be.
Right.
Because now they're like, okay, we looked at the numbers from last year. We need to increase this percentage. This is how we do that. And in theory, they can mitigate food shortages and things just by getting a more exact science in how and the quantities and qualities of the food we grow.
This conversation just reminded me of something. It's not Friday, is it? It's only Wednesday. You'd have McDonald's over there.
Exactly.
You're making me hungry here, all this talk about food.
But it's something that I think we as a community and people need to understand. So when these things, that way we solve problems when everyone at least is on the same page and understanding what the problem is. And I think a lot of us aren't really educated on a lot of this stuff. And so we need to be aware of it, because even if it's something we directly aren't going to deal with, your kids or kids' kids are going to have an impact on this for sure, So it's just something people should be aware of, I think,
Okay. Well, yeah, I believe so too. And it's really nice being here in Roswell now at the tail end of my career, because when I first started my career, I was in a town much like Roswell, just happened to be in California.
Gotcha.
But a lot of agriculture, a lot of FFA, 4-H, a lot of friends in that, a lot of friends doing rodeo.
Sure.
We had a wonderful Main Street, although it was called the Boulevard there, and that more quasi-rural suburban life went away in the 1980s. That area became essentially a suburb of Los Angeles, and it all went away. So to come back here and be able to go any direction out of town, just a few minutes, and see where at least some of our food could come from.
Absolutely.
And going to the farmer's market, and we do need to talk, if we have time, just 2 minutes on Main Street, Roswell, and some of the wonderful things that are going on there. But the farmer's market is one of those things. So being able to go to the tortilla down here and get fresh, those are the best tortillas. And I've eaten a lot of Mexican food in my life, but I love those tortillas that are coming out of
the homemade taste or whatever. But like even in the fall here, when people go out to Gray's Farm for their the fall festivals and the pumpkins and all that, that's something we get to do here. That's right here in our backyard, and you can go there. I mean, most people you don't go out there till there's a corn maze to walk through or something, but they literally have a garden store you can go there every week and every day and go in there and get fresh produce, or go out there and pick your own pumpkins, or whatever's in season at the moment there. It's great. And that's something that other parts of the country don't get to enjoy.
We don't. When I was going back when I was growing up, there was a farm in town, and I can't remember the name of the farm, but they had just a roadside store. It's called Ben's Corner, and it was on the corner of these two things, and it was there for years and years and years. And then one day they decided they were going to close it. Oh, but we're not going away. We're actually building a real store. So they turned it into a small grocery store and everything else. But over the years, they just could not compete against the big corporate chains. And they finally gave up. I think they still have their a small butcher shop for specialty cuts of meat. But as far as the produce itself, I know they've switched over to some organic, but it's not the same.
It's kind of a bummer
go over that roadside stand and just walk through and pick things up right literally right off the vine or right off the tree.
Yeah, I've experienced that kind of thing similar too. It just roadside, like, oh, corn. You want, upstate New York. When I go visit grandparents and things, they'd have just roadside corn here. You go get your corn, or better yet, go pick some blueberries, and they'd have a little orchard of blueberry bushes there that you can go pick blueberries or pick. It's just great.
Same thing. It's interesting when you talk to, I guess, guys our age.
Yeah.
Can I use that for? But about these similarities, and it didn't matter if you grew up in California or Arizona or New Mexico or Texas. Everybody's got the stories about the suburban or rural lifestyle. It just seemed like this phenomenon of highly urbanized cities was really pretty limited. You talk to someone from New York, and they'll talk about the big city. It's like, I never found that attractive. Really.
Yeah, it's nice to visit, but don't want to live there.
Exactly.
We do have a couple other things we want to get talking about here. Do you want to talk about City first or Main Street first?
Let's talk about Main Street real quick, because I want to update everybody. Now, this is something that's going through right now, but most people don't know that we have to renew. There's a contractual arrangement between Main Street Roswell, the organization, and the city of Roswell, our organizations. There's a third organization called New Mexico Main Street. So it's a three-party memorandum of understanding. It has to be renewed every 2 years.
So New Mexico Main Street is different than because I know Main Street, like Roswell Main Street, is part of Main Street USA or whatever it is.
Main Street USA is the parent organization in Washington, D.C.
Gotcha.
A big federal organization.
So New Mexico Main Street's separate altogether from that?
No.
it's part of that, too.
No, follow the money.
Okay. So is it like the city begats to the state begats to Main Street USA?
When the money for grants and loans and things like that, it's Main Street USA's programs and policies and things that are fed into New Mexico Main Street. And then New Mexico Main Street is the state organizing, and they're the ones that grant accreditation and other things to the local Main Street organizations.
Gotcha.
And believe it or not, not all of them are called Main Street. There's a few here in this state that are, I can't remember which ones right now, but anyway, so our organization, Main Street Roswell, is part of that overall organization leading all the way back to the federal government. Anyway, they held their own internal elections, and they've hired a new executive director.
Yes.
I believe you already.
Barbara Gomez is now.
And I know, I guess the statement I want to get out there, because I know there's been some contentiousness, I guess, between the city and Main Street.
That's something that's been going on a long time.
It has, but I'll let you know that there's a new attitude on both sides of the table right now. There's a new willingness to work together.
That's good news. Absolutely.
It is. In fact, we are Barbara Gomez and I are meeting on a regular basis, talking about all kinds of different projects. We're pulling in Mike Espiritu from the Roswell Travis County EDC as
well.
Another
huge resource for our community.
I think what you're going to see over the next year is a much greater spirit of working together.
Good.
And you're going to start seeing and hearing about some wonderful things happening on Main Street.
I think that's something residents of this community have been wanting for quite a while now. So that's a good thing. We're very happy to hear that.
Well, it's going to be good, because what we're trying to do is figure out, okay, how do we still hold on to almost tying into the conversation we just had? How do we still hold on to that hometown feel with some of our events and other things, while at the same time doing the things that the Main Street organizations are chartered to do, which is economic development.
Right.
They're chartered with putting into place the things that will help us revitalize the downtown, that help us protect our historic district. The Railroad District is also an area of concern that they're going to get involved in.
And that's that's something that really started years ago, where they want to try to revive that thing, and we're now starting to finally see the impact of that and start seeing the actual growth happen.
We're going to see it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we've got a major announcement. This is a bit of a teaser about a project that Main Street Roswell and the city of Roswell have been working on for the last couple of years. We've got a big announcement about that coming forward probably before the end of September.
Okay, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We'll be able to talk about that one in full later on.
Good deal.
Okay.
Well, let's see if a mayor or Main Street spoils the surprise before you come on next time. So.
They're not supposed to.
Well, I know mayors and how mayors work, and I don't care who the mayor is, but when they're the mayor does what the mayor wants.
I want to remind all of our listeners, Mike said that, not me.
I don't care who the mayor is. I've talked to enough mayors to know every mayor will do what the mayor wants to do. And I think they'll all agree with me. Like, well, that's why I'm mayor, right?
There you go.
But speaking of one more thing, we do want to talk about the city. I know a lot of people have, hopefully you've been made aware, but for the last almost a month now, the water department has been kind of warning folks, telling people if you're delinquent or behind on your water bill, you need to make arrangements to start getting that back on track, either pay in full or get with them to get on a payment plan, but get in contact with the water department so that they know that you're on the same page about getting current with your water bill. They've been warning for a month now.
At least a month, yes.
Well, the warnings are about to stop and action is about to happen. So is it this week they're going to start, or is
they're actually going to start tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning they will start shutting off water. Yeah. So if you are one of those folks that are on that bubble there, it might behoove you to go get in touch with the water department today, and either, if you can't pay off, at least set up a payment plan. They're working with people all over the city to help get them back on track here. And so at least talk to them and let's work together to get that, because I'd hate for you to have to get your water cut off and then to unfortunately, some people don't learn the lesson until they actually turn on the spigot, nothing comes out, and then they got, I guess I ought to do something about it. Avoid that today by getting that taken care of.
Yeah, and that's we've had a steady, the good news on that is the word did get out. There's been a steady stream of people coming in, taking care of setting up payment plans. And again, this is the thing I want everybody to know and understand. If you can't pay your bill in full, because they're looking all the way back to January 1.
Okay.
So we got 8 months potentially of back. If you can't pay
it add up pretty quick.
Okay, just work with our team over there.
Yeah.
They'll do a payment plan. And you'll be able to catch up over a period of months.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't want to, we honestly, we do not want to cut anyone off.
Sure.
But it's very expensive to not just.
It's hard for the city to afford this expense of just giving away free water.
It's
got to pay the bill.
Yeah. And I guess we should be thankful though that we do have the water, especially with what's going on with the Colorado River right now in some of those states.
We're very fortunate. We got it pretty good here in Southeast New Mexico and Roswell, and I think a lot of people don't realize it. Wait till you lose some of these things, and then you're going to realize how special we do have some of these things. So please don't take it for granted. But anyway, back to the billing. Please talk with them, work with them. I know things are tough. I get it. I understand. But get on the page. Let them work with you, because if you just try to hide or think this problem's going to go away, it's not. You might wake up tomorrow, as early as tomorrow, without water when you turn on your spigots or your faucets in your home here. So please get in touch with the water department today. Come down. If you can pay your bill, please get her done. So you can move on, and then that's one less thing you got to worry about. You can go on to about your day. But if you're way behind here, a little behind or a lot behind, talk to them, sit down with them, say, hey, I can afford this. Can we do this? And they'll sit down and work with you and come up with a plan that helps both the city and yourself. So, but don't wait till the water's cut off. Get it now while the ball's still in your court, because you're going to be a lot more mad, a lot more sense of urgency when you don't have the water the next day. So
you didn't need me for that segment, I'll tell you. We can go back to talking about MC Hammer again.
I just want, please, I get it. I understand that stuff, but please don't. Please just get her done. Be responsible, and you'll be very happy you did.
Right.
So,
and heaven forbid, if it does happen, do not tamper with your meter.
Yes.
That will get added to your bill as well.
Yes, and you will not be happy about that.
You will not be happy with that bill.
Is there anything we missed, or did we get it all for today?
I think that's about it for today.
Good deal. Well, of course, you guys, if you want to ever come to a planning and zoning meeting, just to come and see what government's all about and how these kind of things happen, they meet. It's usually, is it the 4th or is it the last?
Oh, it's the 4th. It is the typically
yes.
the fourth Thursday of the month. But during some months we have some conflicts. Typically, there's a conflict in November and December just because of the holidays,
right,
being the 4th week. So sometimes that'll get adjusted. Last night we had a conflict in actually just a facilities conflict from last week to this week. So they booted us down the road 1 week, but we'll be back on the regular agenda. So the fourth Tuesday of every month at the convention center, you can come on in. Even if you just want to introduce yourself and watch a meeting, be a part of it. You don't have to have anything on the agenda, or you can also tune in. The GoToMeeting link is for all of our meetings is right there, and the meetings themselves are recorded and then loaded up to the city's YouTube website, the YouTube site, for review at a later date.
Awesome.
Yep.
Good deal.
Yep.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate the visit as always, and we'll see you next time. Okay?
All right.
All right. It is 7:59.
With your Pecos Valley weather, we'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds today and comfortable daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s and a few showers or thunderstorms around the area. Might get an isolated shower overnight, our low in the mid 60s, and then sunny and upper 80s on Friday. Slight chance of a shower Saturday and then plenty of sun for Sunday and Labor Day. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Fewer Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week, the number of applications falling to a 9 week low.
The Labor Department says applications for jobless aid for the week ending August 27th fell by 5,000 to 232,000. The 4-week average for claims, which evens out some of the week-to-week volatility, decreased by 4,000 to 241,500. Hiring in the U.S. in 2022 has been strong, even as the country faces rising interest rates and weak economic growth.
That's correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Wall Street opened lower this morning, a fifth day of red ink for the stock market. Traders worried about further interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve Board. Investors are also concerned about another COVID-19 lockdown in southwest China. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For a free estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.